All right, guys. All right. Welcome to the live sound check. One in the chat if you can hear me. I've been testing things. One in the chat. You guys can hear me, right? We're good to go. We should be good to go. All right. So let me say today is basically a quick live. Okay. So the last live, if you notice, was like 3 hours long. So I didn't realize it was going to go that long. It's like when you're into something, it just goes on, So, but it was a good live. Law came on and he added a lot of value to this live. And I did not expect him to come on, but he did come on and he added a ton of value. So he's a very experienced writer. So I was very happy for him coming on. Okay. So how is everybody doing? I hope everyone had a great day. I had a good day. I could use a little bit more sleep, but for the most part, the day went pretty good. But let me look at some of your comments after I mention this. But yeah, it's getting closer and closer to these wheels coming out. And up until like probably a week or even like, I would say maybe a week or a month ago, to a month ago, you would say, everything has been like, whoa, like, is this really happening? Like, has Wheels really gotten that advanced? I mean, the Sherman kind of gave us a taste, but not everybody, the Sherman is like a Lamborghini. It's like you will see a V8, easy. Like you'll see like a King Song, you'll see an MSP, you'll see an 84 volt, you'll see a Monster. These wheels are very popular. But the Sherman, unless you're living in like, metropolitans, like big cities like New York, or you go on a lot of group rides like in California and stuff like that, unless you're part of those groups, the Sherman ends up being like, and even I think even in those groups, the Sherman is still rare, right? Am I wrong? It's like a Lamborghini. It's like the hyper sports car of the sports world, But now we have 4 more coming. I give it to the Hero too because it does look intense. It's not traditional in the sense that it's a case, a wheel, a handle. This thing is advanced. And so we've gotten to that point, man, where I think it was Wrong Way that called them hyper wheels. So in the sports car world, you have the sports car, then you have the supercar, then you have the hypercar. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But now we're in the realm where we're talking about wheels doing 50 miles an hour. No big deal. No big deal. I'm very surprised that certain sites don't have the free wheel spin just as a stat. I know, like, if you go to the company's website, you can find it. But if you go to like eWheels, they'll have the speed, with load. But I don't remember seeing the lift speed. But if you go to erides.com, I was just checking them this morning, and they had the free wheel spin. So I'm like, wow. But there's a lot of stores. So I could have missed a few, but it was refreshing to see the free wheel spin. So eWheels, if you're watching, which they're obviously not, definitely add that on there, and that would add value, man, to your site even more. Because we know, like, the free wheel spin, once we see the free wheel spin, we know pretty much how fast that wheel is capable of going. You know what I mean? We don't need to get on it. But yeah, guys, it's pretty exciting. I just kept being bombarded with like notes, not notes, but like alerts from e-rides in Europe. I don't remember what these guys' name are in I think they're in the US, but they were just covering the Abrams. No, they're actually covering the Commander, and they said they'll have an Abrams video tomorrow. E-rides pretty much covered, the Abrams, with the casing off and stuff like that. So pretty cool stuff. So it's getting to that point, guys, where, if you put down that deposit, it's time for you to, cash, go in and jump out of that deposit. Hey, I want my money back. This is too scary. Or commit. You know what I mean? Commit. Give me my wheel. Take my money. It's that time, man. It's crazy. But I did get a note. I don't know where I got that note from, but someone did say, maybe it was in the comments. Someone did mention that, there's something wrong with the shipping. Can someone tell me? There's something wrong with the shipping, with the ships, with the cargo ships or something like that. So it's going to, push it back a little bit more. It was just vague. It wasn't very specific. But Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. These wheels are coming out. You know what I saw the other day? The other day I was I came from work. I pulled up to my apartment and a guy passed by, no helmet, and he had sandals. And he was riding the wheel I want, which is the EXN. And I was gonna call him out, but because we rode once together, and he was just starting out to ride, and he had a Tesla V2 version 2, and I went out riding with him because he wanted someone to ride with. But I saw him riding exactly how I first saw him riding, with sandals and no helmet and a backpack. But he was on an EXN. He wasn't blazing. He was taking his time, but it was very interesting to see how comfortable he was in that wheel. Wow. And the reason I didn't want to call him out is because I didn't want to startle him. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see riders and you just want to scream like, "Hey, what's up?" But that can actually be to their detriment. You know what I mean? So, but that was cool though. That was cool. So in my neighborhood, I wouldn't say consistently, but I consistently see a V8, and once in a while I see him riding his wheel, which usually is a Tesla, but today I saw him with an EXN. So that was refreshing, man. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy out there, man. It's getting nuts. These wheels are taking over. Let me look at some of your comments and we'll get to this quick show. Senator Perry, it's okay. He said he won't be able to join, but that's all right. You stride, that's me. Stephen R, what's up, bro? What's up, guys? I always forget to put your comments on there. Slain by blind. Okay. Yeah. Stephen R, I love you. Stride has come. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the cool stuff, guys. Thank you. You know, I'm trying here. I have some other stuff planned, but I don't want to mention it yet because I want to see if I could make it happen, because I don't want to pull a U-rail again where I talk about it and then I can't produce. So let me just keep it on the down low, and then when I can produce, you guys will see it. You know what I mean? Let's see. Stephen R, I just started riding a month ago, and I got 700 miles on my Nicola already. 700 miles and you started? Wow. What? Yo, Stephen, is it because what? How'd you learn so quick? What happened? Like, what? So did you start riding on the Nicola? 700 miles and you just started a month ago? Dude, where do you live? Because if you live in the city, I don't see how you're gonna rack up 700 miles if you're a normal person. Like, normal person meaning you sleep, you eat, you go to work or school, or you have a family in a city. Now, if you live in like the woods, like Milton, or if you live like in the suburbs, like where, you know, the store is nowhere close to you and you kind of have to go like out of town to pick up groceries and stuff like that, or encounter any type of like human, then I can understand how you can rack up 700 miles. But wow, 700 miles in less than, wow, good, man. That's awesome. That's keeping the sport alive. Stephen R, back in 10 minutes. Oh, that's you again. All right. I love you, Stride. Rides the MSP. Yes, I do. I do ride the MSP, and I absolutely love the MSP. It's the perfect form factor, which is why I didn't want to go get a bigger wheel. But after watching Alien Rides, this video of and Marty and how they were riding the Commander, it was actually refreshing, man. It wasn't scary because I expected those wheels to be too big. You know what I mean? And it definitely wasn't too big. It was actually great. It was good. What I do is I look to see if it's gonna go past there, but they're tall guys. I don't know. Everything's relative. But it didn't look big. The Commander was very refreshing in terms of its build quality and how it looked and how it rode. Now, Alien Rides, don't get me wrong, he's a very experienced rider. He's been riding and he reviews a ton. I mean, the guy has a store, so Marty has pretty much reviewed a ton of wheels as well. So he has a ton of experience. So the fact that these guys got on this wheel real quick tells me a lot about the wheel. Tells me that, regardless of their experience level, because the Sherman was a heavy wheel. So I don't know. Maybe their previous heavy wheels helped them out. But the Commander, what do you guys think of the Commander? Based on what we've seen so far with the Commander, what do you guys think? As a matter of fact, yeah, let's start with the Commander. What do you guys think about the Commander now that we've seen it? Not seen it with our own eyes. Some of you have, but there's at least been 3 or 4 channels that's covered the Commander so far. So what do you guys think? Let me keep reading your comments here. Oh, that's just me. You're killing it, fam. Keep doing you. I joined the hype a bit late, but it seems like EUCs are yet to fully explode. Good times indeed. Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, I don't even know where EUCs are going now. I mean, if I were to make a guess, I don't want to guess because I have a great guess and I'm not trying to make it right now because I want to make it. But I have an idea of where I would want EUCs to go. And that is just the bomb. Like the idea I have right now of where I feel EUC should go is like perfect. This is it. This to me would be the pinnacle of EUC. But the thing is I got no money and I got no team. So what I got to do is pull a Rich rebuild and try to make it happen. Rich Rebuild is awesome, man. He goes in and he does crazy stuff. So the idea I have for EUCs is like, because it's gotten to the point where it's possible now. I know I'm speaking vague, but some engineer out there is going to listen to what I have to say and he's going to make it happen. That's just how it works. There are certain things I don't mind other people coming up with. Some things I want to keep to myself to make it happen. You know what I mean? But this particular idea is bombs. I'm gonna try to see how to make that happen because yeah, that would be the pinnacle of EUC. Pinnacle, and all of you would love it. Every one of you would love it. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Abrams content is starting to come out. That's correct. I wanted to cover some of that in here. Some of the Abrams stuff. I really like. So let's. Oh, okay. One. Yeah, man. One in the chat. Yeah, exactly what you. Okay. So yeah, exactly. One. That's the audio. Loud and clear. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with your chats, guys. Anna Pike, I mentioned that shipping and manufacturing issues are okay. That's probably you. That was probably you. Yeah. So is that a thing? Is that true? Supply chain is breaking. I'd get my deposits in sooner than later. Oh, okay. Get it in. Yeah. You know, I was trying to hold back, but maybe you're right. I reserved both the Commander and S20 just in case. Yeah. I think if I were to reserve a wheel right now, it would be the Commander for real. I mean, I like the S20, but I need to see what's going to happen to that thing. I need to see the build quality in real life. I need to see it crash. I just need to see how it works. You know what I mean? I recently bought an Alien Rides Nicola AR 2700 or whatever. Wow, great wheel, yeah. And I'm sure Alien Rides does a lot of quality check. Because he is a fellow rider, dude. He's not like a guy who's just like, you know, Evil's rides too. I don't know how often he rides Jason, but we know Alien rides. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Like if we could have an EUC that's built by a rider, dude, game over. You know what I mean? But like the S18 was developed by Kingsong, but a lot of input came from Kuji. And we know Kuji's crazy. So, like, crazy awesome. So, you know what I mean? At the time, it helped the KS18 a lot. I'd be very interested to know how much input he had on the S20, if any. The fan on the Commander is a tad loud from what I've seen. Yes, that is true. You know, the EXN had an issue too, right, with the fan. I think that's just the Gotway thing, man. With the high-powered EUCs, it seems like Gotway just tends to have issues with their cooling. I remember I watched, again, Alien Rides again. I did watch his EXN video review, and one of the guys said that's the first thing he did. He changed the fan. Now, with my MSP, I had a pre-production model, and that fan was insane. Now, when I actually got a different one, which was the high-speed MSP. I bought that from a fellow rider. That was a production model, and the fan noise went away. So it seems like they, figured that problem. But it seems like, they went back to having that problem with the EXN, and now the Commander. I know it's extreme bull, but it's Gotway parts. So Sorry, Gawe. I got to give it to you. So yeah, maybe that's something someone could create a video on, man. How to change that fan. Because cooling is important, dude. I think the Commander is overall going to be a hypercar. The Commander is insane. Like, it's out of all the, I did a quick review, like an impression of the Commander, and I wasn't impressed in terms of the looks. I was impressed with everything else. Like the specs, absolutely. What? But in terms of like, it looks, it's like, hey, it's a wheel, it's a box, But seeing that box in real life is like, whoa, this thing actually looks good, So you can't judge a wheel by its casing all the time. Jonathan Williams. They got Wade the Sherman, it seems like. I'm not getting it. They got Wade the Sherman. Can you explain that? I don't understand what you're saying. They got Wade the Sherman. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I hope the Commander's fan is quieter than it seems. Hey, and this is what a lot of more experienced riders like Sensei Vegan, when he was on earlier, that's what he was trying to say. He was trying to say that first generation wheels tend to have quirks. I mean, every wheel has quirks. Every EV has quirks, but more so in the EUC world, there are quirks. So you can expect the version 2, you can expect the version 3, so. And I don't mean like in actual actual build. I mean like in software or something like, firmware or something like that. Maybe in the form of a new board or something like that. They've done that before, so they might just do it again. David Mitchell. Hi, brother. Love and respect from Scotland. You say brother. What are you? All right. Love and respect back, man. That's awesome. Scotland. Are you guys allowed to ride EUC over there? I heard... it's funny. I used to think like Europe was more, how do you say, I don't know, freedom loving than Americans. But it seems like the US is the bomb in terms of like being able to do these things, man. Like, I don't understand why Europe is like that. But that's not my business. I don't live in Europe. But unfortunately for you guys, you tend to have some issues with riding EUCs. Now, the guys in London, they seem to be riding fine, even though it's illegal in many of their spots. So I don't know how they're getting away with it. Are they riding on the sidewalk or something? What's going on? Are they evading cops? Stephen R. The Nicola is my first EUC. I live in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Let me keep reading. Fort Lauderdale, and I ride every day on the beach and around town. I ride 3 hours minimum on my off days. I ride about 1 hour on the days I work. Okay. Now, the thing about Fort Lauderdale and places like that, so Fort Lauderdale, which I've been to, so I can say that, Fort Lauderdale, California, rural areas like New Hampshire, Maine, North and South Carolina, like places that are vast, okay? Those places, when I first started reviewing EUCs, I was in a small bubble. I was literally in a small bubble. Reviewing these wheels in terms of range, because when I went to New York, I realized, holy smokes, I was in a bubble. Boston is small. Like, Boston is small. So I adjusted my review to include places that are vast. Because if you live in a place like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, which is Fort Lauderdale, or Florida, Miami, just California, Seattle, places like that are vast. Yeah, you're gonna need like a wheel with range, man. Like, you're gonna need a wheel with range. Arizona, Las Vegas, all these places, you need range. I mean, if you look at what's his name, the guy that rides all the time in, I think it's Las Vegas, Zen Lee. I mean, just look at him when he rides, right? What do you see around him? Nothing. Just nothing. It's just road. So I can't imagine riding my MSP the way I ride it here in Boston. Now, in Boston, there's a lot of stop and go. There's a lot of little roads. And that pretty much makes up the whole city. So I it's a spaghetti city. I call it a spaghetti city. New York is like that too, but it's a grid city. So there's a lot of lights, there's a lot of, intersections, stop and go traffic. So you're not constantly burning your battery. Whereas in places like Zenli, like California, all these crazy places, dude, the battery is going to deplete if you end up pushing it hard. You know what I mean? So a Commander makes sense. A Sherman makes sense. Monster makes sense. You know what I mean? For places like that. My only other thought, Jonathan Williams, my only other thought is that it is a lot of battery to burn. That's good, man. Come on. Stephen R. I rode 40 miles a day. I'm coming from an electric skateboard and I love EUCs. Yes, electric skateboards. Come on over. In New York, there used to be a whole lot of electric skateboard riders. I haven't created a video on that. But a lot of these guys switched right over to EUC. I love it. And where else? One wheelers. Yes, come on over, one wheelers. What are you doing on that thing? Like, fine, you want to go ride that thing? Go off-roading with it every now and then. But if you truly want to commute, EUCs is the way to go. Don't doubt it. Don't fight it, man. Just come on over, Have both. Have the one wheel in your bag or your car or whatever, but have your EUC, carry your one wheel on your bag or in your backpack on your back with your EUC. Come on over. There's no harm. There's only positives, man, for you. Oh man, I feel so I don't want to say anything bad about one wheelers, but I just never understood it. But it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means like you could tell they want to do it. You could tell they want to just give up the one wheel for like its recreational purpose and just use it for that. But then in terms of commuting and having fun, that you could tell deep down inside they just want to come over because there's this, not cult, but cult of I don't know. What is it? Group think or something. I don't know. You could just tell that they're in a group and they don't want to, tear the camaraderie that they have. What? You're in an EUC now? What's going on, man? I thought we were cool. Now you're in an EUC? What's going on with you? Or maybe they do have EUCs and they only ride at night where no one could see them. You know what I mean? I mean, we wear masks now, so come on over, guys. Come on over. We welcome you. We will teach you for free. Don't worry about it. Okay, Devo, I don't think we're going to see any of these new wheels soon. Thinking about getting the EXN. That's me too, That's what I was going to talk about. You know what? What time is it? It's 38. Okay, so I usually wait like an hour and then we'll go into the show because you guys have a lot of comments and I don't want to, I won't be able to grab all of them. And like the double charge port on the new Ecola AR Plus surprised Alien rides when I told them about it. So he didn't know about it? Wow. I don't know. How close they actually looked at least the so you're trying to say that Alien Rise is not that in depth about reviewing his wheels? It's possible. It's possible. They are humans at the end of the day. E. Simon, my MSP has a loud fan, but it's not something that's bothered me. I can't hear it when I'm riding. Yeah, the issue is with the fan is not when riding. It's when you bring it home. And then let's say you just want to turn it on just to like have it on in the house. Like once I was using it in the house as a speaker because our Bluetooth speaker died. So I just wanted to use it as a speaker. And the fan was just going, man. It was like almost overpowering the music. Martin Carrick. The British are repeating the Locomotive Act of 1865. I would look that up, but they seem to be doing fine, so we don't need to look it up. I'm in Scotland. The law is we only can ride on private land. Whose land? Whose private land? And I ride on main roads. The police don't pay any attention. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. If your population over there was huge, like New York or any of the cities here in the United States, I don't think they would care either. But because you guys are like so sparse, probably. Where there aren't that many, and that's my guess. Are you guys populated over there? Because sometimes police are bored, man, and they want stuff to do. But here, it doesn't matter. Jonathan Williams. What I meant, I started on RS-19 and moved to the Sherman for range, but the ride just did not have the same vibe. So the Sherman with the Gotway ride quality. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Yes. Sherman has that Gotway feel to it. And that's what I liked about the King Song too. The King Song 16X was the first wheel, because I never really liked King Song. I liked it for beginners, obviously. But even as a beginner, I didn't get a King Song because I just didn't like their pads at the time. It was really, I wanted to get like a 14D or 16S, sorry. And it was like, the pads are hard, man. Like, they're hard. And it was just crazy. Like, I rode with one of my buddies at the time, and I didn't even ride the thing for that long, and it was hurting my inner calf area. So the InMotion V5 was just better. But yeah, so the 16X felt like a Gotway. I was like, wow, like they must have studied those wheels, man. Because where I work right now, like the company, I don't want to say because I might get in trouble, but some companies, what they do is they take other people's product and they pull it in-house and they test it and they try to see what's up, you know what I mean? So they can recreate it. So I think that's what they do, because the feel from Gotway is very unique to Gotway. No other wheel feels like that. I think InMotion V5 and V8 came close, but in terms of the feel, the firmware, how they program it to respond to your every action, it's just very, very fine-tuned, man. So it's very unique to Gotway. So when you get on a Sherman or a King Song 16X and you get that same feeling, you're like, oh, whoa, what's going on here? Why does this feel like a Gotway? You know, so I like the Sherman. I really like the Sherman. But let's see. Hakej Azure. Know which one of the four lighter than the Sherman? None of them. None of the four are lighter than the Sherman. In fact, the lightest wheel of them, which is the King Song S20, is the same weight as the Sherman. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Jun Chen, everyone wants these monster size EUCs. I just want 18-inch with V12. What do you mean? 18-inch V12. Okay, I said width. I added that in there. I'm like, what? You want with a V12? Yeah, and what's up with these names, man? V12, V11. Devo, have an e-skate and one wheel. EUC is way more better. Yeah, man. I mean, look, there's nothing to fight about. There's nothing, you know what I'm saying? If I was more interested in just electric vehicles in general, I would explore, but I'm not. You know, it's an expensive sport, and I've seen so many people crash. If I were to choose crashing on an EUC or on an EV, okay, like the one wheel versus the EUC, dude, EUC all day, man. In fact, when I explain to people how we fall, because they always ask, first question people ask when they see me, not how do you love it, not how you learned. The pessimistic ones are like, have you ever wiped out? And I'm like, I'm shocked at the question, but I answer it. I'm just like, yeah, of course, plenty of times, to make it seem like, you know, it's no big deal, because they're already coming in with that idea that it's a big deal. So if I'd gone, yeah, man, dude, like, man, I broke my arm, like, you know, then it would like frighten them. But because they're already coming in with that thought of like pessimism, and I'm trying to convince them that it's not something that they need to be afraid of, I just play with them. And I say, yeah, man, absolutely, plenty of times. Absolutely, there's nothing. Look at me, I'm still good, you know? Because they think it's such a crazy thing. So I would prefer crashing on an EUC any day versus a one wheel. I've seen some crashes on the one wheels, dude, and it's, I mean, wow, dangerous. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to fall on any wheel or on any EV, but crashing on an EUC is beautiful, man. It's not beautiful, you know what I'm saying? If you go on like a nice stretch, you know what I'm saying, like nice stretch of road, would you prefer crashing at 40 miles an hour on a one wheel or an EUC? Because an EUC, you know you have to gear up. You know you got to gear up. And when you fall, it's kind of like predictable. You're going straight. You're going Superman. You know what I'm saying? And if you have the proper guards, you're just skidding. You're just sliding. You just hope no car is in front of you, no tree in front of you. If nothing's in front of you, the only thing you got to worry about is your wheel go. But okay, it's almost an hour now. Let's get the show right. From South Florida as well. So definitely need the range. Exactly, dude. I'm serious. Like, yes, I could kill the RS under 30 miles. Yes, 100%. You live in Florida. You can absolutely. And how fast do you ride? Because I ride at like 35, 37 miles an hour. And if I really want to push it, I'll do 38. I have 2 alarms. That's another show. I was planning to do that show today. Like we're going to have a session where we all come together and I show you guys how I have my setup. And there are many other apps besides EUC World. So not from the companies. I don't really like the company apps, but a lot of people use those apps. So I wanted to have a show where we just, set it up, but that's going to take time because I have to prepare it. I don't want to be fumbling all around and stuff like that. But this show tonight is literally off the cuff. So, but very good point. The RS can be killed easily. Look, I live in Boston and there's a lot of stop and go. Like I said, a lot of, short streets, and I ride hard. You know why I ride hard? Because there's no road, man. Everything is short. Everything is, so you can't really enjoy the ride. So I'm forcing myself to enjoy the ride. If I lived in like a rural area, you wouldn't be seeing me ride like this. I'd be riding slow because there's so much road. But yes, you can absolutely kill an 1800 watt hour battery with all that power in less than 30 miles. The range they say is like 50 to 60 miles. Impossible. That's, again, to be fair, it's at a lower speed at a lower weight. Okay, so I think it's like 20 miles an hour for a rider that's 170 pounds. So let's give them their props. You know what I'm saying? But yes, a Commander, and that's why I like the Sherman, because I was able to ride from here to East Boston, Dorchester to East Boston. Look it up in Google, Boston to East Boston, or Dorchester, Massachusetts to East Boston, so far and back, and the thing still had crazy battery for someone who rides like me. And I'm like, wow, man, that's a wheel. I was impressed. So you definitely need that. InMotion needs to seriously up their what? Look, I won't even get into it with InMotion, man. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. They need to give this company to me. The company is an amazing company. InMotion is like amazing. They are the most, in terms of quality. A lot of people give it to Kingsong, but InMotion probably has the best quality out there. Okay, in terms of quality control. But they are very corporate. They're extremely corporate. And I get it. They probably have shareholders. This is why you have a Gotway. This is why you have a Sherman. This is why and this is why I'm surprised at Kingsong actually going so nuts. Ooh, it's like the people down in the lower tier were like screaming up at the big heads, like, "What are you doing? Don't you see everyone in YouTube what they're doing and how fast they're riding? Why are you sticking to 30 miles an hour? Come on!" And then they listened. Okay. We'll try with the one. And then we have the KS20. So I'm very surprised with Kingsong, but InMotion, holy smokes, man, they have like the most quality. In my opinion, their quality control is amazing. It's better than Kingsong, but they just won't go there. They just won't go there. I would buy an InMotion today if they would just focus on performance. If they could just focus on performance and not give us crazy software like the V12, which was good. I'm not saying it was bad. It was novel. It was novel, but in my opinion, they tried to solve mechanical hardware problems with software. You can't appease people who are already in that realm of performance and speed with software, dude. Give us what we want, but you know what I'm saying? They're also very expensive. So who knows? Maybe they'll release something. But yeah, man. Jonathan Williams. That, and they don't want to put in the sacrifice to learn. Super easy to learn compared to an EUC. True. You're talking about the one-wheelers. Oh, man. Alien Wright asked me to send them a pic of the 2 charger ports. Really? So they really don't know. That's interesting. I just ordered a Sherman from AliExpress. Very curious to hear your thoughts, you Stride. By the way, loving the content. You bought that. Wow. Keep it up, man. Thanks, man. No, the reason I'm bringing this up, what do you think about the S20's battery capacity? You know, for me, I think it's great. I have nothing bad to say about the S20. Nothing. I just have to think about that. I have nothing bad to say about the S20. I haven't seen the S20 in real life. We haven't seen it crash. All we've seen are specs and renderings and some very mature videos, okay? So what I like, and the reason I have no negative critique for Kingsong S20 is because that's not their realm. They don't do that. They don't release wheels that compete with Gotway, man. They don't do that. They stay in their lane of the nice, safe, and sterile, and new rider, family-oriented EUC. That's what they do. And one question I forgot to ask earlier in the questions to ask Kingsong, that Law in the other show brought up, was the fact that there is a 50% battery throttling that Kingsong does for safety reasons, obviously. So my guess is they're still going to have that, but the threshold might be a little lower. So rather than 50%, I hope you know what I'm talking about. So for example, if you can push a wheel hard at like 100% battery, let's say the top speed is 40. Okay, so it's 43 miles an hour, right? They say 44, whatever. So you will be able to do 44 miles an hour down to a certain percentage. Okay, that's Kingsong. Gotway doesn't do that. Gotway will go as far as the motor can pull current from that battery, but Kingsong doesn't allow that for their wheels. Mostly what they do is they cap you when your battery hits 50%, not under load. I don't believe it's under load. I believe it's no load. That's my guess. I don't remember. I never tested it, but they cap you at 50%. With the Kingsong 16X, the version 1, they did that, and everybody complained about it because they felt it had so much potential, which is why I loved it, because it felt like Gotway. So then they released a different version software. I don't remember what the version software was, but that allowed you to drop the threshold or the throttling down to a lower percentage. I think it was in the 40s or something like that, which was acceptable to people at the time. Still, the wheel was not a crazy performing wheel. It had the potential. But then they come out with this S20, which is insane for Kingsong. You have a 3,000 or 3,300 watt motor, I believe, and a 2,200. Is it 2,200? I don't remember. Let me take a quick look. I don't want to make things up here. I think it's 22. Or is it 27? Let me see. Look it up real quick. Okay, so they have a Kingsong S20 has a 2,220 watt hour, 126 volt motor, which is insane. All right, for Kingsong, and a 3,300 watt motor. So I was kind of right. 3,300 watt motor. So for Kingsong, that's amazing. That's like mind blowing. Okay, poof. Okay, so I have zero critiques. The only critique I will have is when the wheel actually comes out. That's the only time I might have a critique for Kingsong. Right now, 2 thumbs up for the S20, dude. Like 2 thumbs up. But I'm someone who came from, from an older generation, earlier generation of riders. So I know not to buy a wheel for the very first iteration. I know to wait because there's going to be issues internally in terms of firmware and maybe hardware. I don't know. So nothing bad to say about the S20 except to say every wheel has issues and they're usually fixed later. S20 is thick. Most people is enough. Exactly. Look at the S18. People still love the S18, dude. So it's more than enough. I think it's fantastic. I mean, obviously, I would want more. If this was a Gotway wheel, I would say, what the frick is this? 2,200 watt motor. Battery. Are you serious? What are you thinking, Gotway? And then I'd go to AliExpress and buy a modified KS20 if it came from Gotway. But it's coming from Kingsong. So nothing bad to say here. There was a short video showing The 3-inch tire looks tiny. I hear that if you upgrade the chip on the moped, it, oh, it's true. People say that. But no, it's not the chip. They changed the whole motor, dude. You never answered the question about AliExpress. What's the question, Mr. Brewer? Let me go back up. You mean, did you ask a question, Mr. Brewer, or are you talking about me? Because the show hasn't started yet. I mean, it started, but what I really want to talk about hasn't started yet. Mr. Brewer, I don't see a question. But anyway, let me get into it. This person says, I bought my first wheel off of AliExpress, was called an ice wheel. Never heard of that. W2, 14-inch, 260 watt hour, and a $300. Haha. Was it good? Hate mail. Hunchen, I doubt that tire will be on the production wheel. Laughs is 8. Yeah, that's nuts, dude. 8. That's crazy. What? That makes no sense. I agree. That's a laugh, man. It makes absolutely no sense. E. Simon, what do you think the practice advantage of having 126 volt? The practical. You meant to say practical? From what I understand, it's all about power. Okay, so power equals current times voltage. Okay, current times voltage. If your voltage, so if you look at their current shouldn't. Okay, power equals current times voltage. So power is when you lean on the wheel is asking the battery for a lot of current. Okay, and voltage obviously from the battery. Okay, so the higher the voltage, the better safety margin you have. The more safety margin you have. That's how I understand it. But unfortunately, you are more likely to get less range if you're a hard rider, or if you're someone who rides in moderate to hard riding. I say this because on my 84 volt, so there's something called battery configuration, 6P, 4P. I should have looked it up today, but I didn't. But what I understand about voltages is mostly for safety. So you can push it hard without worrying about a cutout. You know what I mean? If this was a Gotway wheel, which is why I really think that there is going to be throttling of the battery, because 126 volt with a 2200 watt hour battery is technically not enough to output the amount of current or power that the wheel needs in order to perform consistently over a long period of hard riding, versus like a Gotway. So if Gotway had released a wheel that's 126 volts with a 2200 watt hour battery, that would make no sense, because we all know what people are going to be doing with that wheel. In other words, it would be pointless. You have 126 volts. Someone who understands this stuff, you can chime in if you want. But that's how I understand it. The whole purpose of having 126, because no one really gets into it. No one really explains to us what this 100 volt or 126 volt really means. So for example, understand now, what you have to ask is the motor 126 volt rated motor? Because I wanted to swap out my 100 volt motor with the 84, and then a guy who actually understood it, I believe it was David Jansen, he explained to me that you need to have the same type motor. You can't have an 84 volt motor and a 100 volt board or battery and mix them together. It's not going to work. You have to have the right ratings. So is the motor 126 volt rated motor? You see what I'm saying? To make use of that 100, to make you, and it is obviously, but I'm just saying, like, so that's how I understand it. It's about safety. It's all about safety. You know what I mean? 'Let me see if somebody answered. 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 ' Exactly. So in the case of the MSP, when it came out, when they first came out with the MSP, it was 100. Or actually, before the MSP, wow, I completely forgot about that 100-volt wheel. There was an MSX that got way released. It was 100-volt wheel that went on. It didn't really go under the radar. Most people didn't really like it because it was only it was a 22. I think it was a 2200 watt hour battery. No, it wasn't. What was it? I don't remember what it was. I think David Janssen made his 2200 watts. So I think it might have been 1800 watt or 1600 watt MSX with a 100-volt motor. I think so. I don't remember. Or was it two? I don't remember. Anyway, the point is the amount of it had a lot of torque. That wheel had a lot of torque. You know, I don't remember that wheel. I didn't even ride that wheel. I rode it like probably once, and I didn't really test it out. That wheel didn't last long because the power of the motor, the battery just didn't match the power of the motor. Like, then they came out with the MSP, and the MSP has 1800 watt hours, and then you have 100-volt motor, okay, on the MSP. Now look at the torque that thing had. That's insane torque, right? So not only are you gonna, so the whole point of, I'm going too deep into this and I'm not really explaining it well, but the point is it's all about safety. You guys are like, can you get it out? Can you please get it out? It's all about safety, okay? Let me see if someone answered it properly. 126 volt uses less current for the same power as 100 volt. There you go. So Shane Planet explains 126 volt uses less current for the same power at 100. So again, safety, because now you're not overusing the battery. Is that proper to say, Shane? Shane, why don't you chime in, man? Just chime in. But yeah, 126 volt uses less current for the same power as 100 volt. So basically, you're talking about safety and efficiency. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Safety and efficiency. So the wheel, the S20 is not only powerful, it's also very efficient in how it uses that 220 2200 watt hour battery. In reality, the math is only a small part of it. The reality of implementation could easily make 126 a disaster. Well, we're talking about Kingsong, right? So maybe they're good, but very good point. Very good point. Actually, it was speed locked at 12K. Well, that's the speed lock, though the insane tiltback is super slow but predictable. Great to learn. Anyone in the chat has a KS20? Does anyone in the chat have a KS20? Because, hey, I don't know where you guys are watching from. This one says, E. Simon, so 126 volt will have crazy torque, hopefully. No, hopefully it should have a lot of, that's the whole point, safety and power. But that battery, like I said, if it was a Gotway wheel, that battery is concerning to me for that amount of voltage. You know what I mean? Where's it going to get all that current from? Where's it going to go all that power from? So there's definitely going to be some type of throttling, in my opinion, because it doesn't make sense to me to have such a high voltage with low reservoir, man, low reserves. What's up, you stride? What's up? Hey, what's up? Thanks. This guy tried to help me with my my live setting it up. I appreciate that, man. He created a whole video, sent it to me. I appreciate that. I really do. I really appreciate that. Which one is the fastest from the four? And is it faster than the Sherman? You're catching me off guard, man. So from what I understand, the Abrams should do 50 miles an hour, right? Let's look it up. The Kingsong S20 is the slowest of, no, I'm sorry. The Hero is the slowest of them all. The spec speed of the Hero is 35 miles an hour. The KS20 is 44.5, okay, 43.5 according to eWheels, and the other two, the Abrams and the Commander, should be the same. Let me see. I mean, dude, we go to eWheels, go to eWheels.com, and you can find it out there. Yeah, so the Commander is 50 max. We know it's Gotway, so it's going to be a little bit more. Don't tell anybody. And yeah, so wow. So yeah, this is the order. This is the order of the wheels. You have Hero, the slowest at 35 miles an hour, which is the spec speed. Then you have the KS20 at 43.5. Okay. Then you have the Abrams and the Commander. The Abrams and the Commander are the fastest of all these wheels. Okay, at 50 miles an hour max speed. So intense. And they're also very powerful. Okay, so should we let me get into the show here. I mean, this is the show, to be honest, but let me get into the show to talk about what we're here to talk about. In my opinion, in terms of power, voltage can always be compensated by amps, vice versa. Increased voltage can increase speed when everything else is limited, but lose torque and increase amp, increase torque. Voltage is not as relevant as efficiency at any set value. Voltage is not as relevant as efficiency at any value. Nailed it at Ryan. Okay, so he's agreeing with this guy right here. Nailed it. Okay, that's me. I don't see anything. Okay, higher voltage can mean less current as it's the frequency that is higher. Just like in houses, high voltage allows less amperage. Exactly, that's the point. Exactly, very good. Thus, thinner wire. The caveat is higher voltage requires better parts. But these guys are assuming that we're riding these wheels like babies. Remember when Kuji tested the Sherman? What happened to the Sherman? The first thing he complained about was the gauge of the wire. So the wire started burning through the plastic or whatever insulation they had, because he was really riding the wheel. I don't think they expected that to happen, because on paper, it's not supposed to do that. But he pushed it, and who knows? He probably pushed it for a very long period at high speeds, 43 miles an hour maybe. Who knows? So even though it was a high voltage wheel, it still burnt out the gauges, and they were thin gauges. So on paper, you're absolutely right. But in reality, they're cutting it really close with these thin gauge wires. So higher voltage actually aids in the production of the wheel, because then they have to use less quality parts. But at the same time, it can be a disaster, as someone else said earlier, because that means you're going to have quality stuff, man. I wonder what their benchmarks are. Like, I don't even know how they test these things. We don't. Wheel size and kV rating can balance out the increase in voltage amps, gearing to for e-skate and bikes. Since volts times amps is watts, watts is the main and big number you want to look at. No, I disagree. I disagree. No. Watts, yes, watts is what you're looking for, but how do you get to the watts? Do you see what I'm saying? So if you compromise how the volts is managed, and if you compromise how the amps is managed, your wattage, yeah, you'll get it, but then you'll get a bomb in the end. You see what I'm saying? So you have to know, these are very important. Voltage and amps and how these things are managed is very important. So you can't ignore that. Watts is the main and big number you want to, it's the number you want to look at, but how you get there is very important as well. I hope I'm not misunderstanding how you wrote this, because it's just a text, but that's why I sent the link, so that people can chime in, so that we don't misunderstand what you're saying. Until proven otherwise, higher voltage is simply marketing ploy. I don't doubt that one bit. I don't doubt that one bit. Unless it came from Gotway, I don't doubt that one bit. But we'll see. We'll see. Kingsong is a big company, man. They're an actual company. There's too many variables to focus on just the one. Quality and efficiency matter much more. That is correct. Which one is the fastest? Isn't that what Wrong Way does? Wrong Way gets on these wheels and you gotta wait, because I'm coming up. I'm trying to hide my tongue here. But wrong, you gotta wait for wrong way or whoever gets it first to have them do that. I like what he does, like how he, and then you see. But the problem I have with wrong way, the problem I personally have with wrong way's test, and does he do this? Does he? I think he does say it, right? The weight involved, because you can't go by his stats unless you weigh what he weighs or plus or minus 5-10 pounds. You can't go by what I'm saying. So that's the thing about these wheels. There's so many variables involved. A specific stat is not even a stat. It's just a general stat. So it doesn't really apply to a lot of people out there. So you can't watch these videos and say, wow, wrong way did 50 miles an hour. I'm going to do 50 miles an hour. No, man. How much do you weigh? Are you riding in an incline? Is it windy outside? What is your tire pressure? What kind of tire are you riding with? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's so many variables, dude. Okay, I think Commander Torque and S20, I think, will be the best wheels for this year. Yes, agreed, 100%. The Abrams might just come in second. I don't know. The build quality is really good. S20 could be much faster than other. Okay, guys, good job. Chime in if anybody can. Let's go into the show. But first, I want to open up with this, guys. I want to open up with this because this shows where we're going. Holy smokes. And this is in the US. I expected this in another country like China or Europe, but this is in the USA. Someone sent this to me, okay? His name is Ivanka. He lives in my neighborhood. I told him to come ride with me, but he doesn't want to ride with me because he's like, hey, you're going too fast. I'm like, dude, I will not ride fast. I will take it easy. Don't worry. But he still doesn't want to go. So one day we will go riding, hopefully. But and I'm busy too, Ivanka. But yes, I would like to ride with him one day. And just because I ride fast, guys, that doesn't mean if you ride with me, I'm just gonna it's not gonna be like, okay, let's go, you stride, let's go ride, and then I'm gone. I don't do that, man. I take it easy. I ride like it's my first time when I'm around people, unless I'm in New York. That's different. Free for all. But this right here, what I'm gonna show you guys, is amazing, man. It blew my mind when I saw it, because I always saw it in other countries, but when I saw it here, I was like, wow, this is where we're going. That's the good side. The bad side is, we all know what the bad side is. So let's just show this real quick. Ready? You guys ready? Let's do this. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I forgot to add the audio. Sorry. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious. Share screen. All right. This is funny, man. Okay, so you're saying there's still no sound? All right, hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on. It's because I'm not really sharing the video. I'm sharing the screen. Okay, there we go. Share system audio. All right, let's try that again.
Wait a minute. He's on the highway? Bruh. I'm going 50 right now.
Can you guys hear that?
Bruh. Homeboy's on a scooter going 55, 60 right now. On God. Ew. Wow. I'm going 60, folks. I'm going 60 right. What the hell? Homeboy is out.
What's up?
Wait a minute. He's on the highway? Bruh. I'm going 50 right now. Bruh. Homeboy's on a scooter going 55, 60 right now. On God. Ew. Wow. I'm going 60, folks. I'm going 60 right. What the hell? Homeboy is out.
Hello. We're trying to get it shared. Hello, Miss Martina. Hello. I'm trying to get it shared right quick, man. And then
Wait a minute. He's on the
we'll most definitely get this show.
That's pretty crazy what's going on. So that was a scooter. I don't know what kind of scooter that was, but that was insane. Like, that's dangerous, by the way, obviously. Let's just disagree with what he did. But he did do it. And there's always a first time for everything, right? I mean, before cars, there was the horse and buggy. And before the horse and buggy, there were lots of things we disagreed with. Before the plane, I mean, goodness gracious, this is insane. Insanely great. Because I would love to. And what better place to do it than New York? What better place to do it than New York, man? Wow. That's crazy. Now, this is why I said I need a 60 mile per hour wheel, not to do 60 miles an hour, just so that I know I have a lot of safety margin. But, you know, we all know that with faster wheels, we're going to get more weight. So, but that was intense. What do you guys think of that? That was crazy, right? You said he's laughing. bro. He just couldn't believe it. He was just shocked, man. It's like, what is this? Too fast. I hear now. Amazing. Yeah, this dude, you know what? This guy had to go home. My guess is the inner roads it was too much traffic. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I have my mask on. They don't know who I am. I have no plates. I'm out. And he probably knows this route so well. So he did it, man. And this is New York for you. This is New York. Only in New York. I remember once I made a mistake and got caught on the Brooklyn. Was it the Brooklyn Bridge? I don't remember. It was a bridge I wasn't supposed to go on. And I got on it. And there was no turning back. So I just had to. And I had my 84 volt at the time. So it was just like the whole time. Just relaxing, you know. So that guy was intense. My Doltron Storm can't do that. Really? I heard the Doltron was very fast. I don't know much about scooters. It was not a Kabu Wolf King GT. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's pothole. Oh, that's funny. Pothole Daredevil. I disagree. I mean, he was on the highway, real talk. So he was not waiting for no pothole here. In my opinion, they aren't built for the speeds they do. I love no plates registration. That's right. That's right. The PUVs, though PUVs are pretty capable on NYC highways, it's definitely not the best roads. All right. Let's get into the show. I didn't prepare a video for you guys because I didn't have time to, but someone's asking, am I streaming? Yes, I am. Oh, you know who this person is? This person is in China and they're on AliExpress. So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen here again. Stop sharing and then share screen. I want to go to AliExpress. Well, you know, so how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? You know what? Let's just go to AliExpress right now, and then I'll figure out what I want to do. Because I didn't plan this live, guys. I just jumped on, so bear with me. Which is why someone needs to join. Join, guys. Someone. Anybody. All right. So if we go to eWheels, all right, if we go to eWheels, what we see is, you know what, let me go here so I can, no, I can't go here. What am I doing? Okay, we're on eWheels website right now. And if we click on the eagle, the price of the eagle is, let me zoom in so you guys can see. The price of the King Song KS20 is, well, it says $3,200. Okay. And if we go to, if we choose another wheel, let me see, the most expensive one. Which is the most expensive wheel? It's the Commander, right? I think it's the Commander. Okay. The Commander is pretty much $4,000. Okay. They say 39, blah, blah, blah. It's $4,000. Okay. So it's $4,000. Now, if we compare this to, you know, do I have, let me go to my cart because I think I have it in my cart. Yeah, I do. Okay. And this is why people like AliExpress, because of the price difference. So eWheels, we're looking at $3,900, and AliExpress, we're looking at $3,398. That's a huge discount. Huge discount, guys. Yeah, the Hero costs $4,000 on eWheels, really. So let's go to eWheels again. We're looking at, well, it's saying 39. It's the same price as the Commander. Okay, dead on arrival, as Marty says. But it's $4,000 basically for an 1,800 watt. So this is not about the power. This is not about speed. This is pure off-roading joy. Okay. So if you purchase this for $4,000, have fun, man. But yeah, so here we see the difference. And if you go to there's another site though. It's called Rev Rides. Let's go to Rev Rides. RevRides.com. And I was gonna buy a wheel on Rev Rides, the EXN, but they're sold out. Because they have low prices, man. Well, sort of. And they say they will match any price. So if we go, do they have the Commander? Oh no, they don't. They don't have the Commander. but they have the KS20. So let's go to the see what their price is. Oh wow, their price is a little bit higher than E-Wheels. It's between 39. Oh, you can't see it. Let's see, zoom in here. Their price is between $31.99 and $33.99. Yeah, so we can all agree that all these prices are pretty much the same everywhere you go. It could be UCO, Rev Rides, Tech Toys, whoever has it. Who else? UCO, Alien Rides, E-Wheels, they're all the same. So then you're at home and you're sitting and you're like, man, I really want this wheel, but I can't get it. And then you go to AliExpress and you're like, you know what? $3,000 doesn't look so bad anymore. You know, when you look at it, you're like, coming from $4,000, you're like, $3,398. Oh, that's not bad at all. And it isn't, to be honest. It's not bad at all. Let's look at another wheel. I think, okay, so the Hero. Okay, so what is the Hero? $4,000 on AliExpress. $2,800, $2,869. Wow, isn't that tempting? That's extremely tempting. Holy smokes, man! Now, coming from $4,000, you're looking at this and you're like, "Whoa, dude, what? I could do this. I could buy this. It's like $1,200 difference, roughly, right?" So let's look at some of your comments on this. Can someone chime in? Anyone, if you're able to chime in, let us know the good or the bad. What do you think? Do you think people should trust this? Now, what I want to mention is that on AliExpress, well, if you buy within the US, E-Wheels, Alien Rides, all the people we want to support, you get warranty. You know, with Alien Rides, you have 2 years. With E-Rides, you have 2 years. E-Wheels, I believe you have 1 year. You know, all these are local. So you get someone to talk to. That's the difference. It's like Apple. You know, when you buy an Apple, people are like, Apple is so expensive, man. It's so expensive. And it is. But look what you're getting. You're getting a whole ecosystem. You're getting like a Genius Bar. I don't have an Apple. I did, but I have a PC now. But you get all this stuff with it. You know what I mean? And you get good quality too. So it's the same with these local distributors, E-Wheels, etc. You get someone you could ship your wheel back to if something happens, and you get warranty. Now, here's the thing. In my opinion, that makes sense, but it makes sense back then. Because back then, we didn't have an Alien Rides, who is also a shop. He has a shop. E-Wheels also has, you know, mechanics and techs that can take care of your stuff. And I believe like people like David Jansen in New York. I wanted to do it here, but these things are not easy, man. Anyway, the point is this. Back then, you didn't have that much mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Today, you do. Today, you have mobile mechanics. You have all kinds of mechanics. I'm sure there are bike shops that even want to help you out, scooter shops that might want to help you out. So now it seems like the market is growing to a point where repair shops is going to be a norm. So what does that mean for you? That means you could smile with happiness because now you can buy a wheel from AliExpress. And before you, in fact, call them, what I would recommend is contact them first. So now not only do you have the ability to have your wheel checked, provided you get it from a good company on AliExpress. Sensei Vegan, as always, he always comes in, man, always comes through. I'm going to add you to the stream, Mr. Sensei.
Thank you, sir.
Let me finish the thought. So
do your thing, brother.
Yeah. So now you have mechanic shops that are open now, and now what I would do, because I'm really considering purchasing a wheel on AliExpress, but I'm trying to think of the positives and the negatives. The positive is you get the wheel, ship it to them, and have them check it for you for a fee. it's not, the fee is not going to be anywhere near the $4,000 that you would pay, dude. Like nothing. Maybe they'll charge you $100. Maybe, and if something's wrong, maybe they'll charge you $300 because it might be a bad part or whatever. And I think AliExpress has like return and stuff, but you have to pay the shipping. That's the only problem. It's in China, so you'll have to pay the shipping, but no one wants to do that. What do you think, Sensei?
You know, everything has its pros and its cons. I'm looking at the price, and like you said, you're saving close to what, $1,100, $1,200. Think about this. I mean, you have guys like, I ride Jersey, New York City. If something goes wrong with the wheel, I could call Paul Stallone. I could call Davey Jansen. You know, it could fix it. So, dude, I can't close. It is tempting because I can't close to buying a wheel off of I think from Wheel Rider store at the time. I was going to buy my Tesla V2 from them. But then on the other side, I was looking at if you get it from Alien Rides. Alien Rides has a 2-year warranty.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? I mean, that's the pro with that. So it's tough, man. But that price tag, saving all that money, and even if you do have to fix it, you're still saving some cheese, man.
Dude,
that's a helmet. That's some extra pads or some jump pads or something, you know. Because you know, people don't think about that. That's one thing they never think about. If your wheel cost you $3,200 and you were a new rider, you better put another $200-300 aside for equipment, helmet, elbow pads, knee. You gotta add a few extra $100 onto that price tag, man.
Dude, I remember when I first did snowboarding, I went snowboarding with a friend, and he gave me his snowboard because his dad had gotten him a brand new one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's good. I don't know what's bad. He just gave it to me. So I'm like, wow, this is awesome. So, I get it from him, and I don't know where I was going with that thought. So we can scrap.
Well, you probably just had the board and no equipment to go with it. No gloves, no wrist guards.
Oh, yeah.
No
That's
helmet.
where I was going. Exactly. That's where I was going. Because I'm like, where the frick was I going with this thought? So exactly. So then I realized I had to buy clothes, which is not cheap. Then I had to buy boots. No. Then I had to buy like all these stuff, dude, for it. I'm like, holy smokes, this thing is expensive. And he gave me a free board.
It adds up. I snowboard too. I've been snowboarding for many years. And equipment, it's just like riding the EUC. That equipment adds up.
It adds up, bro. So let's see some of their comments here, because people, it's tempting. It is. And I'm just trying to see the gray line here. I'm trying to see if there's a gray line where it doesn't, people don't have a bad experience, because I have a list of companies that are trustworthy, because I've heard so many people in the like, for example, you've heard of Green and Fashion.
Your sound is breaking up a touch. I don't know if it's just me or.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I got you now. Yeah.
Have you heard of Green and Fashion electric unicycle? Green and Fashion on.
No, I think the most popular one that I heard of is the Wheel Rider store. I think that's where Marty, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, Marty, if I'm misquoting, but I think he bought from Wheel Riders. I believe so.
No, this is a different one. This is it's Green and Fashion. It's the guys from New York were using it a lot a couple of years back, and they gave it 2 thumbs up. So that's how I learned about it.
Okay, I have to check that out myself.
Yeah. Then. And there's another one called Lumo Wheels.
I heard of Lumo.
Lumo is the one, remember, with the big fire? Do you guys remember the big fire that happened with the Monster?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or was it a Nicola? I think it was a modified wheel. They upped the battery, but there was insufficient amount of there wasn't the right amount of BMS. So they added batteries without BMS or proper BMS, and then it blew up. That was Lumo, but that was only one instance. I don't know of any other instance of that happening from Lumo. So,
right.
And besides,
Well,
it was modded. It was modded wheel. It wasn't a normal wheel.
they've been those stores. You could get modded batteries for a while now. I know they were selling. You couldn't get it over here, but I know the Tesla came with the 1400 watt hour battery. Couldn't buy it over in
I
America,
heard
but you
that.
can get it
Yeah,
over
that's
there.
crazy. Yeah, I
You
did
can
hear
get that. And think about Mike from Is There Any Food? He was riding that big Rad Nick with the big battery for a while.
that. That was from AliExpress.
I believe I don't know if, yeah, I think you got it from like one of those stores off AliExpress. I don't know which one, but he was riding that big wheel for a while, that big battery wheel. Now you can buy that on Alien Rides, the 2700 watt
Oh,
hour
really?
Nikola.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does anyone in the chat does anyone have any good or bad experience with AliExpress in terms of like wheels? Like, has anyone purchased any wheels on AliExpress? Do you know of anyone, Sensei, who bought from AliExpress?
No, not personally. No. I mean, just from watching some videos on YouTube, but personally, no.
Yeah. Dude, there's a lot of guys out there who know the wheels really well. And
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I'll get that wheel. I'll take and drop it off to Paul Stallone or David Yanson, get them to look it over. And if they give me the green light, man, go full send it right down Broadway,
yeah, because I mean I mean, look at it. You have Black Cobra. Sorry to bring this up, but Black Cobra, he got his wheel directly from Gotway. And look what happened. I mean, it cut out. And according to his story, he doesn't know what happened. So you can get a defective wheel directly from the company. It has nothing to do with the distributor sometimes.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, anything electronic can fail. I mean, look at cars. You get a brand new car and systems fail all the time.
Yeah. Let's see what these people say, because I'm very curious to see what people say about this. Canadian brand EUC. Is Ultron? Unitron.
Are you talking about that dude on a highway? That guy. That's good.
No, I think it's a different brand. He said, hopefully Hextech succeeds. Who's that?
Oh, that's Hextech. Isn't that the guys making the Orion wheel? That big wheel?
Oh, but their price on their prototype Orion is very expensive.
It's like $5,000.
That wheel is also very big, isn't it?
It's huge. It makes the Monster Pro look like an M10 III.
Look, I'm laughing, but it's not because of the company. It's just because of how big it is. So
the wheel's huge. It's a definitely huge wheel. I'm curious to know if they would take and do that wheel in like a smaller version of it.
Maybe that would blow everybody's mind, and they would absolutely.
Yeah, that's
it could be a reverse psychology type thing.
Mm-hmm.
They release this big thing, and then their actual wheel is like much smaller, but with better battery and portability and everything.
I think they would, in my opinion, I think they would. I don't know if they're going for, I think he did say he's not going for like mega sales. He wants to go for quality. I understand that. But if you would just bring the wheel size down, I think it would sell more and be more marketable toward more riders, me personally. Because not everyone's going to be able to handle a wheel like that.
I won't. I'm not with that. That's for sure.
It's definitely not portable.
Definitely not. No. Well, I mean, those modern wheels now are not portable. So he's like, whatever. Here you go, Orion. Take that.
Yeah.
John Chen, he said, I'd get an EUC from AliExpress if it's easy for EUC to change bearing and rim. Saw people take hours just to change those. The wheels, and this is why I like Gotway. Gotway has been given a lot of fluff for like their quality and stuff. But let's be honest. It's not that difficult to work on a Gotway wheel.
No, I've had mine open.
Yeah.
And it's not that bad. I'll say this about Gotway. And I think I said this on one of your other streams. When I got hit by that SUV, I got cranked, dude. That darn Tesla rolled, I would say minimum 8 times. And that thing, all it did, it took the hit. Now it's split on the side. I think it's the left side. Don't quote me on it, but the left side where the battery pack is, it's split. But that was it. You know what I mean? The batteries didn't come flying out or anything. And I say that thing took a hit. That thing got hit minimum 30 to 35 miles an hour. So
yeah.
Well,
Well,
and I've never had a problem with any of my Godways, really. My M10-3 gave me a small problem, but they fixed that. But I never had a problem out the.
who fixed it? Who fixed it?
I sent it back. Actually, no. Paul Stallone fixed the M10-3.
You see? So there we go. There we
He
go.
fixed it,
Dude.
and then I never had a problem with my Tesla. That thing always ran well, and then my RS is running really well too. So I have no problem with Godway.
Let's see. Fingers crossed. The Sherman I ordered from Wheelwriter. So Wheelwriter store. What Hordak 44 Wheelwriter store. Did you not mention the Wheelwriter store?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Is that AliExpress?
Yep.
That is AliExpress. So that's where you bought your what? What wheel did you buy there?
I didn't get anything. I think Marty actually bought Marty Back bought his Tesla, the big battery Tesla from Wheelwriter. I believe it was Wheelwriter.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. I believe that's where he got that from.
And I haven't heard any bad things from Marty regarding.
Dude,
I'm telling you.
I'm sorry, Marty, if it's the wrong store, but I believe it was Wheelwriter.
I suddenly got rich. Suddenly.
But it makes that. I mean, you knock $500, $600 off the price tag.
Dude, that's a lot of money, dude. I'm sorry,
affordable.
dude. I'm not a rich guy, okay? In case you're curious.
Neither am I, dude. Neither am I.
My excitement exceeds my pocket.
Me too. Well, think about the S20. If it's $3,200, what's it going to be on AliExpress?
I mean, look, it's 2,900. Just seeing, it's psychology, dude. Just seeing the two makes it affordable to me.
Yeah. Knocking it below that 3, it does. That's what I kept saying about Emotion. If Emotion comes and they can knock under the $3,000 mark with their next wheel, they'll do well. Everyone don't have deep pockets, man.
No, man. But hey, that's why I said earlier in another stream that for the first time you're having they're separating people. Like in the car industry, it's the same thing. You have a compact size, you have the EV, you have the sports, you have the mom and pops, you have this, it just, so there's a different class of, you know what I'm saying? So when the Sherman first came out, as popular as it wasn't everywhere. So when you saw it, it was like the same reaction you get when you see a Lamborghini for the first time or an exotic car for the first time.
It's true. It's so true.
Have you ever heard of what's it called? It's people who make exotic cars, but they make replicas. Have you heard of those? Yep. It's similar. It's not similar, but
they'll take like I've seen people take Fieros and make them into like Ferraris.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because what they want, I'm not sure what these people want. They probably want the prestige, they probably want the feel. I don't know. But the point is AliExpress is kind of like that, except you're getting the real thing. You're
getting the real thing. Well, that's I mean, they're buying straight from the distributors.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, straight from the factories. I'm sorry, straight from the factories.
They're not faking
it. They're buying straight from the factory. They're basically getting the wheels right where E-Wheels and these other places get.
Yeah,
you're just cutting out the middleman.
You're just cutting out the middleman. Wow, that's it. Let me see some of the comments here. So he says, "Real store. Okay, fingers crossed. The Sherman I ordered from E-Wheels, from Wheelwriter store will deliver with no issues. So far, the communication has been amazing. Wow, that's good. It's good to know. Good to know.
Dude, do we have to do a project and we team up and order 2 wheels?
Yo, you know what I'd like to do? Create a live where we order online, like on the live.
That would be awesome, dude.
Just be like, boom, KS20.
That's
boom,
it.
Commander.
That would be fun, man.
Rockabye. Do not plan on ordering anything from China right now unless you want your money to be held up for 6 months. Good point. Oh, that is another thing.
That's the main thing. That would be the shipping. The
That's a
shipping's
very
all
good point. Yeah.
piled up right now.
So if you guys are planning on buying from Ali, definitely keep that in mind. Your money is going to be locked up for a while because of shipping, right? Someone mentioned that earlier.
You know, it was nuts, dude. I went on eBay and I was looking at some stuff, and I wanted to just looking at the different pads and like armored hoodies and things like that. And normally you would see a lot of stuff shipping out of China. And I was looking at the shipping, a lot of stuff was shipping out the UK.
What's
A
going
lot
on?
of stuff was coming out
I'm
of the
lost.
UK.
What's going on? Is there something going on?
Well, a lot of the cargo ships, man, they're out at sea. They're basically docked out there, man. Yeah.
What's
They're
going
not
on?
letting them. They're not letting them drop out. I have no idea. Some are saying short
Something with the
staff.
U.S.
Dude, I don't know. And you know they're not going to tell us the truth on anything. They're
Of course.
going to
That's
pretty
true.
much
That's
give
true.
us their narrative.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. You can go on YouTube and look at the pictures. You're like, man, what the heck? All them ships sitting out there for? This ship sitting out
What
in
do
the
you
sea.
mean? This used to be true when COVID like first came out because there was like a war. Not a war, but there was like something going on with Russia and OPEC, where OPEC was like, I believe they didn't agree on how much oil to produce, and so
Mhm.
a bunch of oil tankers were just sitting there because the prices were pretty much non-competitive. So
Okay.
it was cheap, like, so they were just like stuck because no one wanted, no one. The prices were so low.
Right.
They weren't making any money. Let me see. So you're talking about ships at sea?
Yeah. They're not letting them dock. They're just sitting out there. Some been out there for months.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smoke, man.
Yeah.
Where was I? Holy, you're right. Huh.
Yeah. It's pretty bad, man. It's pretty
Cargo
bad.
ships
I
wondering
don't know
if
what's
they
going
were-
on.
Let me share this. This is intense. That's good to know. Let me share this. Hold on. Someone else mentioned it, but now that you're mentioning it again, so I'm like, okay, something's up. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. But how long ago was this?
Wait a
This
minute.
one says 7 months. 7 months ago.
Yeah, it's still going on now though.
Okay.
It's still going on.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Let's watch this. Oh, sorry with my audio.
One side effect of this pandemic year has been a buying boom that's backed up the nation's biggest port in Los Angeles. Dozens of ships are stuck offshore, and they might have your package. CBS's Carter Evans is there.
It's a standstill at sea. Dozens of cargo ships waiting for weeks off the coast of California.
This is the biggest surge that we've seen of imports to the United States ever.
Port of Los Angeles Director Gene Soroka says the number of ships arriving here
I think it's actually worse now.
during the pandemic.
We've been buying more retail goods, home improvement products, and exercise equipment than ever before.
Dock workers are now moving nearly 1 million containers through the port every month, and it's still not enough.
This is the worst I've seen in 40 years.
Isaac Larian is CEO of MGA Entertainment, maker of the wildly popular LOL Surprise and Rainbow High dolls.
We have 445 containers sitting or on the water.
Wow.
Problem of supply.
We have the merchandise, and if we could send consumers swimming to the ocean to go in the containers and get them, we will do that.
And the clock is ticking, with Easter just weeks away.
Where are all your Easter baskets now?
It's in the ocean.
Charlie Wu's company, Megatoys, moved most of its Easter basket production to China during COVID. Now those baskets are backed up at the port.
How much do you stand to lose?
Millions.
The bottleneck is choking businesses up and down the supply chain. In LA, longshoremen and women sick with COVID added to the slowdown. Now that they're getting vaccinated and staying on the job, Soroka hopes to move merchandise faster.
We got to keep managing and squeezing every hour of work here at the port that we can.
Until then, many businesses will simply have to wait for their ship to come in. Carter Evans, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And it's still going on too. It's probably worse now than it was even back then. They just have so much blockage, so many ships backed up.
There you go,
That's
dude. That's important information right there.
mm-hmm.
That's very important. So yeah, someone said this. Two people already mentioned this in the chat. Like, these wheels are pretty much, you just don't look toward. Just don't expect them anytime soon.
Well, even when I ordered my RS, I ordered it in March. I got that wheel nearly 6 months later. Got like five and a half months, almost 6 months later.
Where did you order your RS from again?
I ordered from eWheels.
Oh my gosh! Right. So even they don't have a leg up on the shipping game.
Yeah, I got that. Let's see, March, April, May. No, yeah, March, April, May, June, July. 4.5. I say 4.5 to 5 months. That's when I got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's look at some.
Normally you get a wheel. You can get a wheel in a week.
Right. Usually, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on here. Well, thanks for that. Who said that? Thanks for that, Rockabye. That was intense, man. The fuss. The question is, how much is that warranty worth? And can you send the wheel back to Ali if it's well, the warranty I'm referring to is, okay, I see what you're saying. The warranty I'm referring to is from local distributors. Regarding Ali, you're gonna have to look that up because I'm not gonna vouch for anything that's not local.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even try sending a wheel back. I mean, if I get it, I know I'm pretty much buying that wheel as is. Hopefully they checked it over well. And then like I said, I would send it to one of these dudes like Paul Stallone or David Jansen or some of these other guys that know how to work on wheels, and just tell them to give it a once over, make sure everything's all right. And then
that's honestly that's what I do. I do the exact same thing.
I mean, and those dudes, you've seen them. You see them in the videos. They'll pop a wheel open on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then fix it, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I know a guy that bought a scooter from AliExpress, and only thing that he did is paying the custom and shipping prices. Wow. That's cool. No, I mean, look, I've heard of a lot of positive reviews, dude. I've heard of negative reviews too, but it's very minimal. Like, I'm going to play a video at the very end of Mad Pack. Mad Pack, you've heard of him, right?
Yeah, I'm subbed to his channel. He has a good channel. Yeah,
Mad Pack. He bought a Z10 a while back when the Z10 was popular. Same with the craze. Nothing new under the sun, man. The Z10 was very popular back then, and we all wanted to be, woo. But and it was kind of like the same thing. We couldn't get it because it was, so many orders. And now it's the same thing again, except this time with the flu.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'm not saying there are bad experiences. It's just weigh the options. That's all I'm saying. Now we have real options. So if you can get your wheel, obviously we have problems with the container ships, but let's say you do get your wheel from AliExpress, you now have a place to send it. Whereas before it would be like, if it doesn't work, you're out of luck. Now you actually have someone or someone's people that you could that have reputable reputations that are reputable, and have them look it over for you. It's I mean that's the only way I would buy something from AliExpress is if I have someone I could trust, I could just ship it to them and have them figure it out for me. Yeah, I would do it myself. I'm just saying for you,
Right. No, I mean, like I said, Paul had worked on two of the wheels. He worked on my Tesla when I modded it, and he came, picked up the wheel, and he got the wheel back so fast to me, I forgot he even had it. That's how fast and the work was quality work done on it too.
Right. Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah. If anyone in the chat has any experience with AliExpress and purchasing wheels, chime in, please. Terry McIntyre says a friend of mine bought a Nicola from Ali and showed up with no charger, and he ordered it with a fast charger. Also, it was not there either, so he had to wait another 5 weeks for a charger to show up. Hmm.
Oh, I got a charger. I wouldn't even care about the charger. I got a charger sitting around, so I'm good.
Honestly,
That's just me.
yeah, because honestly, that's another thing about ordering, overseas is that anything missing, yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
messes up with your timeline. It just messes up everything. It messes up your experience. I think if you have the thought of buying something overseas, just automatically assume you might get the wheel, but something else might just, like the
Might
charger,
not
like
come with it.
might go missing. But you know what I noticed? A lot of these wheels are coming in parts. What's up with that?
Yep. I don't know.
Because what's his name? Let me see. E-Rides. If I go to his Facebook, actually, you know what?
Oh, yeah, I was watching help me out here. Was it EUC upgrades? I think he was doing a video with E-Rides and he got the Commander, but there was no batteries in it.
Yeah, there's no batteries. And now
Yeah,
E-Rides has the Commander, and not just E-Rides, there's another channel that has
I'm
the
sorry.
Commander, and there's no body. Like, it comes in parts. See it?
Yeah, I did see that. Yep, I did see that.
It's just...
Oh, that's the Abrams, I think, right there, isn't it?
That's the Abrams, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has another video. Let me see. I think that's it. But yeah, it came in parts, and if you order from AliExpress and it comes like that, then holy smokes, dude, that would be.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd probably cry when I open the box.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be happy.
That would be.
I wouldn't be happy at all.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Did you? I tell you what was impressive. Did you see Zoom Wheels Brian? He had that MSS version of the EXN.
Yeah.
And he was dude. He was running that wheel. That's a wheel for you right there, man. I wish you can get your hands on that freaking thing.
Was he the one in the race?
That wheel was.
Did you see the
race? He was just pulling from the Sherman.
Oh, I didn't see it.
He was the one. Yeah, he just took off and left the Sherman.
What video was that? Was that at his channel?
That was I don't know what dude's channel it was. He was just in the dude's videos. One of the UK riders. I wish I knew the guy's name. I forgot his name.
Is it Watt Rides?
No, it wasn't Watt Rides. It wasn't Watt Rides. I can see the dude's face too, man. I just can't remember the name of his channel. Dude, I watched so many videos, man. It's crazy. But yeah, that MSS version of the EXN is nasty. That thing is nasty.
Wow. Yeah, but yeah, guys. So what I did was I made a little list of so what we have is we have Lumo Wheels. So that I know from these are the ones I've heard. So this one is called the Wheel Tech Store. This one right here.
Okay.
This is called the Wheel Tech Store. And they released I don't know if this guy works for Wheel Tech Store, Jacopo. But he posted this and no other information from him. He just posted this. And of course, there can be scams too, man, on AliExpress. So
right.
If it's not like I said, like I've heard of Lumo Wheels. So Lumo, let me share this with you guys, so maybe you could see my screen here. But come on, what are you doing? So
I did buy from AliExpress. It wasn't a wheel. I mean, I bought something way bigger than a darn wheel, and I didn't have everything came the way they said. They worked with us. We got a custom. We had a custom coffee cart actually built, and we got that over here. Now, besides dealing with customs and at the port, but as far as dealing with them on Ali, it went pretty smooth. As long as you can communicate with them back and forth, it's not like one of those things where it's point, click, take your money, and then you're sitting there for, how long waiting for it to come in. But we had full communication with them the whole time. And if you can find that, hey, just double check, make sure all the parts, the charger, whatever else, all the pads, everything's in the box. I don't see why it would be a bad experience. I don't think it would be.
Yeah. He says, Unitron, he says, you can buy from AliExpress if you know a local dealer of EUCs or scooters who can. Yeah, exactly. That's what we were saying. Exactly. That makes perfect sense, dude.
I mean, that puts, when you put the price up there, that put the Commander right in my budget. Actually, it came in below my budget.
Are you serious? I mean, where's the Commander? Hold on. Where's the Commander? And look at this beautiful. Oh, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. There it is.
What's the price of the S20?
That looks a lot better. What's up?
What's the price of the S20? Because I can't see it. I'm so small on my phone on the AliExpress.
Hold on. Where is it? I put them all in my cart as if I'm going to purchase. just to be mesmerized. So this is the S20, $29.88. So that tells you the S20 is already priced properly. When I say properly, I mean within our budget, roughly, compared to those other wheels. You know what I mean? Because that's not a huge drop from $3,200.
No, it's not like the other ones. The other ones, man, that was a massive drop. That one just dropped a few $100. Yeah.
So he said you can buy AliExpress if you know a local dealer or scooters who can do the repairs, the tire change, etc. You must pay them for the service fee, though. Like I said, the only thing I'm concerned about AliExpress is getting your stuff, because you can always get another board.
There's no turning back once they have your money.
Because you can always get another board if they happen to give you a defective board. You tell them that. You'll have to go on AliExpress and do your due diligence with each company. I only can recommend 3 companies. Where did I put it? I can only recommend Lumo Wheels, Lumo Wheel Store, Green and Fashion Traveling Shop. I'll put those links in the description once this live is over. What was the other one? It was the one you mentioned. What was the one you mentioned? Wheel Tech.
E-Riders.
Wheel Tech.
I'm sorry, Wheel Riders.
Wheel
Rider store.
Wheel Riders.
Yeah, Wheel Riders.
Wheel Rider. That's it? Wheel Rider?
Wheel Riders or Wheel Rider. One of the two.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't looked at it for a while though.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's watch a short video here. Hold on. This is, I'm not sure. Usually I'd have this stuff cut up, but I had no time to prepare. So how short is this video?
Okay, so you found something green.
Let me see. I think is it this guy? Let me go to the other guy. This other guy actually bought a wheel, I believe, from AliExpress.
Okay.
We just got some egg.
Nope, not that guy. I was just comparing with other people's experiences because it's just funny, dude. Like how much money we spend on these wheels, man.
Yeah, it's no joke.
Hey.
Okay, this guy bought a wheel, so he's only 3 minutes. So let's watch this. Did you hear anything? You didn't hear anything, right?
No. I think the sound's playing when you click.
You heard
the sound.
Yes. Are you hearing this? Are you hearing this?
I believe I'm doing this.
Yeah.
All right.
Now it's not on.
because the first time that was my audio. Let me do it again. I didn't share the audio. That was my personal audio.
Oh,
Right, let's listen to this guy.
Tesla. Hey guys, this is Oliver from Tech Life. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm so excited. I'm about to buy the Godway Tesla. Basically, I got some good deals on balance transfer cards, and I got a really good deal in AliExpress. I did a little bit of searching around in the UK. It would be like £1,500 or something to buy it from a trusted seller. But I found it on AliExpress for around 1,000, 1,100. And I found a good seller that's doing a promotion. And if you buy it through the phone, you actually get even further discount. So yeah, guys, let me just show you here what's going on. So yeah, guys, I had a look a few different sellers here on AliExpress, and you know, kind of a big variety of prices. All of them like a lot cheaper than if you just buy, you know, from a UK seller. But it's crazy. Like I found this one, 25 orders, good reviews and everything, fast delivery, and you can choose the 840 watt hours or the 1,040 watt hours. But it's crazy that when I pressed here, I saw that, you know, if I use the app, I might be able to get some discounts. So yeah, guys, I looked here, and if you buy through the phone, you get a 25% mobile deal only. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be selecting my Godway Tesla, biggest possible battery. Let's press buy now. Can't believe I'm doing this, guys. This is epic. On the credit card, new Godway, all good. No coupons available, but you know, this is an insane price I'm getting here, like really good deal. So yeah, like let's just pay now, and hopefully I'll get this baby in a few days. So yeah, guys, I just bought it. I cannot believe it. I'm gonna be doing, you know, unboxing, reviews, daily videos, just me checking out different places. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to
Okay, so one thing I noticed he did was, I mean, I'm not an avid buyer from AliExpress, so I'm not sure if you guys are, but if you are, what you want to do is look at the orders, like how many orders the store. It's kind of like eBay if you think about it. You know, like
Yeah.
eBay has, yeah. So right here at Lumo Wheels, like I know Lumo Wheels is reputable in the community because people have ordered from there. So what you want to do with these stores is look at their positive feedback and the followers. Now there's another thing called where is it? Obviously here too. How many? Oh, right here, and it says like free shipping to the United States, delivered before December 28th. That's weird. You see, that's weird. This says delivered before December 28th or full refund.
Yep. Yeah. I did see that. That's on a lot of them.
I don't know, man. How can we confirm? Because I don't know about AliExpress, but this is something you guys are gonna have to check too if you plan on purchasing from Ali. See this
No,
one
I
has,
believe this is an older video too. So
no,
they might
that's an
not.
older video. It's an older video.
Yeah. Yeah. So they might even do that right now with all the shipping issues.
But this one has Lumo Wheels has no customer reviews. That's another thing I hate. There's no reviews, so it automatically makes it look like it's something you can't trust.
Yeah, like it's shicey.
But Lumo Wheels is known in the EUC world. Another one that's known is Green and Fashion. Let me. It doesn't show it, but let me see. Lumo Wheel again. Let me see the Wheelwriter store. What's their reviews? Not, okay, so that they have a lot of followers too. No reviews. I guess people just don't leave reviews. Look at this price. Are you serious? Is that real? Look at this price.
I can't even see it. It's so small on my phone.
Oh, it's 3,000.
So they dropped it down by like $200.
Yeah.
maybe 300, depending on where you go.
Let's look at the Abrams.
Because I was saying, for me, the most I would pay is $3,200 for my next.
For your next wheel, right?
So, yeah, that's the maximum we're gonna pay.
See, in
Actually,
comparison,
I might have to get two.
Right. What I really
'Cause
want is this wheel right here. I want the EXN. But if I look on eWheels,
the EXN is what, about 28? It was a 2800.
the
28.
I'm not sure. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. It's $3,000 basically.
Okay, three. Okay.
It's $3,000. But over here, it's $400 less.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
They have two versions. They have the high speed version and the torque version. So I don't know, man.
What version you always get the torque though, right? You like the torque version better?
No, I prefer the speed. The only reason I got the torque MSP was because I got a good deal on it from eWheels.
Okay.
It was a pre-production wheel and it was getting passed around. So I was like, hey, since you're passing this wheel around, can I purchase it? And then he gave me a huge
Heck yeah, dude.
So
nice.
Yeah, that's why I got it. Hopefully I can do it for these other wheels. But yeah, man. So that's all I got for you guys. I mean, let's look at some of the comments. It says the difference in price is wild and is tempting, even if it doesn't ship with a charger, but you're trusting the wheel when you ride at 40. I would be worried. Well, I mean, what's going to happen? The only thing that's going to happen is if they messed with the board. And what I'd do is that, like I said, like the other guy before you, Fuss, he said, give it to a local mechanic. So in New York, it's mechanic galore over there, or technician galore.
Yeah. What do they charge you to open it up? 50 to $100 to look in there?
Yeah. So that's not going to be an issue if that's what you're worried about. You buy exactly. That's the thing. You get peace of mind when you buy from a local person, a local dealer. So it might
see that's the thing where I say it's still a coin toss up. When I had got my M10-3, it was the shims fell out of that wheel on the 6th day of me riding it. And that was coming straight. The shims came off the axle.
Ooh.
And that was I was a new rider. I didn't know what it was, but for some reason I picked it up. I was like, what's this? And so I continued to ride the wheel with one shim in it. I didn't know. And then I started researching. I was like, oh, that's what holds the axle. I didn't know. But yeah, that was I think I rode the wheel for 6 days. Now they fixed it, but that came directly from, the store like that.
But that's fine. That's also fine because back then you just purchased it from Ali, right? Where did you get it from Ali?
I got mine from eWheels.
So the shims came out from an eWheels store?
Yeah, when I got it from eWheels. But the thing is they fixed it, but it still happened. You know what I mean? I'm not blaming them for it because some stuff flies under the radar, but it can happen with anything you buy. You know what I mean? And I actually put a video about that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Check out Sensei Vegan's channel, guys. Let me put it up so you guys can see what it is. Is it what was I gonna say?
That's when I first started riding. I had no idea what those things were.
Was it a first generation?
It was I don't know. It wasn't a first generation M10-3. It was one of the was it the second? Was it the second gen? Because I think it was like the 620 when they put out the one with the 620 watt-hour battery in it. I think that's the one I ended up getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys, check out Sensei Vegan's.
But yeah, dude.
Why not? He's a new rider.
6 days of riding.
Which is why I like new riders to call in and new riders to be on this channel because a lot of guys who are experienced, they are experienced by pain, by way of pain. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot
Dude, you're funny. I took the pain, literally.
A lot of guys who are experienced in the community, you shouldn't be quick to want to be like them, because a lot of them are experienced by way of pain. And I like new writers because in many ways, the questions you guys asked were questions I wish I had answered when I was coming along as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense.
So,
I don't
know. Save your skin.
That makes total sense. Yeah, definitely. Save your skin from some broken bones and
oh my gosh.
other things.
Teeth, face, knees, broken. Oh, come on, man. John Hoven says, listen, guys, Ali is new. It will get better. When they moved tech support to India, it was rough at first. But then, this guy must be calling from AliExpress. He must be an AliExpress employee.
He's vouching for him, huh?
It was well, people say the same thing about me with Gotway, so and I clearly don't work for Gotway because I still can't afford the other ones. It was rough at first, but then was better over time. Same will happen here. Do your homework, and that's the best part about what he said. Do your homework. That's the best part about it. It's a great viable option. It's a great alternative, but you can't neglect doing your homework. You see, in America, it's very interesting. When you order on Amazon, Amazon is cool, man. You order, and then if your package doesn't arrive, you just say, I did not receive my package. And then they take care of you. No big deal. They just tell you what to do. But this is like waters away. This is like lands and waters away. So you got to do your homework, guys. It's a good option because now you have techs that can support you. And I keep saying this throughout the show because that's the whole point, to give you options. But I don't want you saying, I made you do this. And then you blame me. You know,
that was a good thing. That was a good thing about going through eWheels. Like I said, I never had a problem when it came if I had to get something fixed. You know, that was one great thing. They always stood by what they sold. You know, never had a problem with that.
Yeah, no. Local distributors, they are obligated to do that in a way because they have high competition, man. You know what I mean? Let's see. Yes, I'm doing with Mr. Brewer. Trust me, I want to do it too. Like seriously, dude, this is crazy.
I might, but if I could save all that. My thing is though, I want a suspension wheel for my next wheel. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But dude, if I could save, like you said, like $1,000 on a darn Commander and bring that thing down to like $2,800, dude, that thing might be sitting on my porch, bro.
Why don't you talk to David? Why don't you talk to David? He has better experience.
Yeah, I should. I got to go ride with those guys, man. I got to go, and I saw them at the Broadway Bomb, but I didn't get it. Like I said, I know of them, but I never really got to, sit down. I'm still like the new dude on the block, man.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
But next time I go down to HQ, and if he's down there, I'll talk to him about that.
Dude, you can just chat him up on Instagram, man, or Facebook.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
Those that manufacture in this environment are the kings. Yep, absolutely, agreed. I bought my first 2 EUCs from Green and Fashion. Yes, and Green and Fashion. The reason I mentioned Green and Fashion is because I learned it from Jansen. He was the one that told me about it. So let me just read some more of your comments here, and then we'll call it at night because that's the show. I mean, that's really what it's about.
No, bro, we gotta break dawn, man. This is 24. We're gonna go for at least another 12 hours. Let's go. Break night, man.
I didn't plan this show. It's just I just wanted to do it because I was like, I'm seeing more and more videos coming out, man. Like more. So
I'm excited, man. I'm like a kid before, dude. I am so excited right now.
I saw a video of a guy riding an EXN, but he had it from the top view.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what is this? What are you doing to me, man?
You got to show it off, man. You got to get the side view, get the profile.
So many Shermans and Nicole is here in NYC.
Oh, there are.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
They're big wheels are coming out in New York for real, because New York, you know, coming from, and you're a New Yorker, but when coming from Boston, going to New York, I realized why these guys talk about big batteries all the time. New York is huge. New York is huge.
They ride. Them dudes will jump on the wheel of the Bronx, ride it down into Manhattan, down into Brooklyn, circle back around, and just repeat, man. Yeah, or come from Queens, ride all the way down into Brooklyn, come back. They ride.
Unitron, I have a good experience with AliExpress so far, and honestly, I haven't heard much bad experience with Ali. So I'm just like the guy before said, do your homework. If you're gonna buy from AliExpress, do your homework. So to answer the question of the night, should you buy from AliExpress? It's up to you. I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say no. It's up to you, but you gotta do your homework. And here's the thing: when you buy from AliExpress, you have a lot more to lose because there's no immediate support. Unlike unlike E-Wheels, Alien Rides, Tech Toys, Rev Rides, E-Rides, these guys, you know them. We don't know the faces behind these stores on AliExpress. We can only go based on fellow EUC riders who've purchased from them. And if you purchase from AliExpress, expect to miss some parts. Expect to get a defective product. You have to expect it. I'm not saying it's going to happen. You're just going to have to expect it. It's a coin toss, really.
It is. I think the majority of people will be fine. You might get that needle in a haystack where you're the one that finds that needle, man, and it's just like, no, why me?
I have to do the negative because it's just so much to lose, but it's still a viable option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you do go with the AliExpress, if you go the AliExpress route, just know that there are people who are technicians who are good at these wheels, and have them check it for you before you even touch this wheel. You know what I mean? Let them go over it for you.
Yeah, think about this though. I've seen a lot of videos with some of the big riders out there. They buy from the name brand retailers, and what's the first thing they do? They open the wheel and look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I do
the first thing they do.
No, that's not true. I don't do that. Once I get it from E-Wheels, I don't even open it. So I think my trust is too much. But I haven't had a bad experience yet with a wheel from E-Wheels, so I can vouch for them for sure.
Yeah, they're good.
But I'm just one guy. I know a guy who lives right next to me, and he's had bad experience with E-Wheels. So.
Oh, really?
But E-Wheels work with him the whole way. It's just the wheel, stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. The first experience he had, to be fair to E-Wheels, is that he didn't like the form factor of the wheel. So he spoke to E-Wheels, and E-Wheels took the wheel back because he never really rode it. So he got his money back. That was cool. I forgot what the other issue was.
Real quick. This is on a topic, but sort of off the topic. I remember I was buying I needed a car, and I did a lot of research. I was looking at the WRX at the time. I was looking at the Evo, and then the big thing was the SRT4, right? I said, I'm going to get me an SRT4. I'm going to be different. Went test drove the car. Couldn't drive a stick. First time I drove a stick was in New York City. Bad idea. But anyway, I end up getting a car, right? Car was phenomenal, fast. I mean, that thing was just wicked fast. It shouldn't have been that fast for a car like that. But anyway, spent all that money on a car. I kept the car for 7 months, and that thing was in the shop 5 times in 7 months.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you can have problems with anything. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say. And I spent all that money, man. I had to get rid of the car because it was just giving me too many problems. Problems.
Wow.
So even coming from a dealer, with anything you buy, there's always that chance something can go wrong.
The thing is, it's not the dealer. You have to. Who cares? The dealer is doing their. You're talking about the distributor, like E-Wheels.
No. I'm talking about as far as the car. I was going with the car that I bought, the SRT4. I had a lot of problems with that thing.
No, but I'm saying you're making a comparison to E-Wheels.
Yeah, you can't even blame them really, because they're getting their stuff from the you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're right. And this is where purchasing local makes more sense. Like the guy said, Unitron, he said, that you get peace of mind when you buy local. This is obvious stuff, but when it comes
Yeah.
to purchasing, dude, sometimes the money talks and your brain walks. You know what I mean? So
It does. It does. You're like, what?
So-
Save $1,000? Heck, I'll save $1,000.
absolutely, and then you end up losing 3,000. You end up losing
Yeah.
2,000. So there's that. You got to think of that too. So while it might look, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know any terrible experience with AliExpress yet. So like when I say terrible, I mean they still get the product. You get your product.
Right.
It's not like this
right.
guy. This guy who ordered the wheel and he got like a tire. Was it a tire?
Oh, dude, I saw one that got like some paint.
But not that wasn't from AliExpress. That wasn't from AliExpress.
No, he bought it off at the end of some. He bought it off. I felt so bad for that dude. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was bad.
Anna Pike, he said, like I said earlier, the supply chain is breaking down. Prepare as winter is coming. Yep, that is. Yeah, Mr. Pike, you were the one that said that. Yep, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. Anna Pike again. 101 freighters off the West Coast. 101 freighters off the West Coast.
Yeah, Before they were saying a few dozen. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Wow. So yeah, this is someone is saying oil spill.
There was an oil spill. Wasn't that down in was that California Gulf? I can't remember.
There was an oil spill. That's right.
There was a big oil spill. Yeah.
Interesting. It seems like that's the only time we care about this stuff is when our wheels get backed up.
Dude, to be honest, the wheels keeping me sane right now because I rarely watch the news. There's nothing on it but bad news, man.
True. I rarely watch the news too, but now that the wheels are getting affected, it's like, whoa, what's going on? Everything's important now. Like,
yeah, dude, it keeps my sanity.
Staff shortage, COVID-19 container shortage, and also supply shortage is the shipping problem, among others, of course. The chip shortage would definitely affect the EUC production. True. Yeah. And hey, I was thinking maybe that's the reason the prices are so high, like, all this stuff. But no, it's probably like, what's it called? The tax,
Oh, yeah.
Because how is it so high? That doesn't make sense. How do you compare $2,600 for an EXN or what we were looking at earlier, $2,600 for like something else, for like the Commander or something like that, compared to like this is
$4,000.
Yeah, dude, nearly $4,000. That doesn't make any sense unless Gotway is just sticking it to us. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's a huge drop, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Considering taxes and price differences, I'm saving $1,195 CAD by buying from AliExpress. Oh, Canadian. Yes. No,
that's a freaking wheel, dude. That's another wheel.
Are doing it. A lot of people are doing it. That is 100% fact, and I might just be one of them as well. A lot of people are doing it, man.
Hey, it'll make for good content. Something goes wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I might do the same thing.
I've never crashed on a wheel due to a defect in the wheel. Oh, that's a lie because it wasn't a defect. I caused the crash. That was the high-speed MSP when I tried to take it off the line, like the torque MSP. And
when it cut out on you.
Blue, yeah. That had nothing to do with the wheel. That's me pushing it beyond its limits. So I've never had a problem with a wheel ever, and never defective, nothing. So it would be very interesting that if I purchase something from Ali, and that's the first time dude, like what?
Another thing with these wheels, I don't think they ever thought that people would be riding the wheels like you guys ride them.
No, it's true. It's true. But
they don't.
But now,
you guys ride them.
Do you think that's true? Do you think that's true for these wheels? Sherman on.
I think now they know that, hey, we got to up the quality game, the parts, because they're not toys. These, you guys ride these things. Okay, perfect example. We've seen you ride. Like I said, dude, you ride amazing. I was watching some of the footage from the Broadway bomb, and I was looking at the dudes that won, and I watched. It looked like Lewis Hamilton running through the city. Seriously, they don't test wheels like that.
That's true.
They don't test wheels like that, and I don't think they've ever thought that these wheels would get there. They think they're going to ride. People want to ride them like hoverboards. Nah, you guys.
Right. Yeah. That's why I'm very curious to see how these guys test these wheels, because I was saying earlier that Kuji Rolls, when and he's a light guy, when he tested the Sherman, he quickly learned that the gauge were too small. You know what I mean?
they burn up. The wires are melting.
Yeah, the
Just
wires
the
were melting.
insulation around the wires. Well, dude, I watched one video and I was laughing. I'm like, how hard are they testing it when a dude's riding in flip flops? You're not, dude. You're not riding the wheel hard if you're riding in flip flops. You know what
I know exactly.
They're not pushing them. They're not pushing them.
Exactly. So, but do you think that's true from the Sherman on to what we have now? These wheels are 50 miles, 34
Oh no, they're up in the performance now. I mean, they're shooting for the stars now. Because I'm sure they've watched the videos and seen you guys ride and how you ride them. Yeah.
And E-Wheels and these manufacturers, they talk to them.
Yeah. They're making wheels for the crowd now.
I would have to disagree with you, though. I would say that only one company has understood this from day one, and that's
Gotway.
Yep,
Gotway.
That's the only company that has understood this from day one.
Gotway.
Yeah, Gotway. The only thing is they didn't match it with
the quality
that people expected from such high-performing wheels.
But even think about that, though. Even with that, and they have that hanging over their head. Look, you go places, you see mostly Gotway wheels.
It's true, but now you
mostly Gotway. Yeah, but
yeah, it is mostly Gotway. It's like a slew of just Gotway wheels, and if you don't have a Gotway wheels, you feel out of place.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many people when I went to New York, how many new riders who didn't even know, because some people thought I was from New York too. I'm like, no, I'm from Boston. They're like,
someone just asked me that too.
Yeah.
I think my wife was like that. She's like, I thought Stroud was from New York. I was like, no, he's from Boston.
No, I'm from Boston.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you see some comments at the bottom like, dude, I want to ride with you. I live just up the street from the Bronx, or from the not from the Bronx, from the HQ. I don't live in New York.
Because she hears me mention your name. She's like, well, is he going to be at the Broadway Bomb? I'm like, no. He lives up in Boston. I don't think he's coming down.
Yeah. I mean, dude, next time I'm coming to New York, trust me, you will know.
Please let me know.
I'll make a video. And I'm not going to stay where the guys are in HQ area, Manhattan. I want to go up where you guys are. Because last time I went there, and it's actually nice up. Where are you in New York?
Well, dude, this is me. This is the thing. I work in New York City. I work on 50th and Lexington,
you said that.
but I live in New Jersey. But I live only 15 minutes outside the city, so it's not far at all. And I mean a real 15 minutes, not like, hey, I live 15 minutes and you live like an hour away. No, I'm 15 minutes outside the city. But I spend more time in New York than I do in New Jersey. That's what my job is.
Nice.
But I'm right in Midtown, 50th and Lex. So if you ever need a charge,
I will let you know, man. I will let you know. And like I said, there's a guy who lives next to me. I asked him to ride with me once, and he was like, I am not gonna do that because I don't like how you ride. I don't want to. I'm gonna cut out because I'm only driving a 16S. I'm like, dude, people think like, oh, I'm just gonna come. Okay, let's ride, and pew, I'm gone. No, dude, I'm not.
Nah, dude.
It's hilarious.
Nah, that's funny.
That's funny. Let's see. Hard to pass on that. Watching this stream has just put my mind at ease. And that's the whole point, man. We're just talking. We're just chatting because we know people are going to do what they're going to do. But at least for the few people that will watch this, I don't know, it might help. Modular batteries will never cut out. Those are their targets at Hex Tech. Modular batteries will never cut out. What are you saying? That to me doesn't make any sense, Unitron.
Yeah, I'm a little lost on that one.
Because the batteries is not the reason these things cut out.
Mm-mm.
Partly. That's a test. That's a good test to do. I wanted to do a test like that, where you have, and maybe someone else could do it out there. But people are saying that part of the reason these motors cut out is because they don't have enough battery, or that they're rated at a certain power rating that just we can't exceed. So I'm like,
the issue is, most people, I can't say 100%, if a battery is fresh, normally you're not going to cut out if all the components are working properly, unless you have problems with the control board and stuff like that. The issue with a lot of cutouts is people don't pay attention when they're riding, and they're at like 40% battery, and they're trying to full send it. You know, that's when you start getting the cutout. You just got to monitor the battery. Once it starts getting low on power, you know, you got to watch your speed.
Let me ask you a question. Can you cut out the wheel at 100%?
Yeah, you can. I believe you can.
Yeah.
You can. You can take it over. You can overlean that thing.
I want to find out.
Because
I found out quickly on mine. It was 100% or close to 100%, and it cut out because the battery was not inadequate at all. It's the components.
Exactly. Yep.
The components couldn't keep up.
Everything has to be running in sync, man.
Yeah. So I would like to see why these wheels are cutting out. That's why I wanted to do that test, the thing I was working on, that I haven't followed up with yet because I'm trying to create a better apparatus.
Dude, I laughed. That was funny. That thing took off like a freaking missile, dude.
That's crazy, dude. That was nuts. I'm trying to create a better apparatus to test it because I don't want to test it out there in the real world.
You know what you could do? Make a roller system.
No, don't talk, because someone's gonna make it. Let's talk behind the scenes, because I'm working on something right now. I'm actually building it right now, this thing. So I want to see if we could, chat behind. Someone's gonna do it. I know it. I just know it. That's just how people are, because they're better. They have like the tools, they have the stuff.
Yeah, but they have to have the gumption to do it. Some people can't get the flame under their butt to move on anything. But I was looking at something too. I think it might have been an E-Rod's video, and it had something pertaining to that. But
no, I saw that he brought it to an actual
almost like a dyno. It looked like a dyno for a car.
That's not a good test. That's not a good test.
Okay.
Because the load he tried, I saw that he put some type of load on it. That was not a good test at all. Because number one, the roller, I don't even, because when cars go on these things, I'm not even sure. I have to look into this, because when you put your tire on the road, there's this thing called the I don't know what it's called, but it's the wheel resistance. So there's a wheel coefficient. There's a certain coefficient of drag that the wheel causes when it contacts the road, right?
Right.
So
when you're on it, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yep.
Yeah. So if the rollers aren't equating what wheel coefficient drag you would have equivalent to the actual road with weight on the wheel, the test is pointless.
Hey, I see what you're saying. And I think mostly the dynos are used for just testing the horsepower.
Yeah.
The horsepower and the torque coming out the car. And for what you're looking for, that might not.
You need to have real load, and you need to make sure that the wheel coefficient drag is close or near to what you would normally experience on the street. Because if I could put 200 pounds, on a roller right now, but if that roller is not giving the right resistance, what's the point of the test?
Yeah, it makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on. So
can't wait to see it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hopefully this Saturday I'll spend some time on it some more. Beware of the region locked. If your government has sanctioned on China, good point. Global industrial civilization is suffering a major glitch, to say the least. Not enough dock workers. Not enough. I almost sound like the Matrix. Like there are people managing the time. Not enough truckers, labor shortage. Yeah, strike. Hey, it makes sense. See, your wheel will be sitting out there in the ocean from. Oh, he's referring to the video. Yeah, Archibald, you're right. You're absolutely right, man. I ordered a non-customized pads on August 10th. Still have not received it yet.
Oh, dude, I got some wicked pads coming for the RS, man. I got to do an unboxing for that.
Oh man, just do it, man. Just do it.
Oh, dude, I want to show you something. Give me a second. I want to show you. I'm going to show it live on the stream. Hold on.
Go ahead. What is it? Hey, it better be EUC related, man. Better be EUC related. Glad I caught UCO with 2 install. Really? What? Oh man, UCO. The difference, though, when you buy from Alien Rides or eWheels, though, is your money will not be tied up for 6 months. What do you mean? Both? Oh yeah, that's right. You can get a refund. That is correct. If you purchase from eWheels and you spent your money and you're unsatisfied with the wait time, you can always call eWheels and they'll give you your money back, no questions asked.
Let me slide this back.
What is
I don't
that?
have much phone battery. You ready?
What? Yeah, go ahead.
Can you see that? Got my hard shell, baby.
Oh, dude, that's sick. Where'd you get that from?
I got it from EUCU.
Is that a European?
Yeah. I got it from, I'm sorry, got it from Russia.
Hold on, let me make it bigger. Hold on. Oh, I totally got rid of us. All right. Wow, that's intense.
See if I can turn it around. Now, I didn't get a cutoff for the trolley handle because I figured I was talking about water going in through the trolley handle. So I said, you know what, just close that up.
Yeah.
But I did get the cutout for the.
No, dude, I saw all these on Facebook. These guys are amazing.
There.
They're amazing.
Yeah,
and it's so light. Wow.
And it's light and it's solid.
Wow.
Yeah,
the only reason
cool.
The only thing I don't like about these things is it hides my wheel. But hey, protection at any cost, right?
Yeah.
Not at any cost, but
yeah, I mean, just that little added security, you know. It would be like, you know, like that time when you had the Roland Z cover on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it just to protect it, give that little extra.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How much was it? How much was that?
Should I say? This one was $300 US.
$300?
Yeah.
My U-Rail is $500, and people were giving me fluff for that.
Yeah, $300. Not bad.
Maybe if I could bring my U-Rail down to like 2 something, that'd be ideal.
Oh, we need to talk about that because I think I know a way to do that too.
You do?
I believe so. Yeah.
I've been lazy. I haven't been working with companies, but yeah, if we can chat about that, dude, I don't mind partnering up with you because I apparently can't do it by myself. It's
all about you need teamwork to make the dream work, man. But hey, I'm gonna have to jump off because my battery is probably about 10%, and I just don't want to cut out.
No, it's gonna. I told my lady, don't worry, babe. It's only gonna be an hour. You're right. So I'm almost done anyway.
All right, but hey, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
Everyone have a good night. Remember, you ride your wheel like you hate it. You be safe out there, but you ride it like you hate it. And peace and blessings to you all. Thanks, brother.
He doesn't actually mean hate your wheel. Like you.
Nah, I think people, what I mean by that is just, you know how you take care of something so much and it's just like and that's when it gets messed up.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? It's like you try to baby it and all of a sudden it gets all like a car. You sit there, you do this and you do that and the thing gets all scratched up and dented. Nah, yeah, just ride it. Just ride it.
Just ride it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, brother, man. Have a good night.
Okay, you too.
All right, bro. Peace out.
Thank you. All right, guys, that was Sensei Vegan, always chiming in. I love it when he does. Yeah, U-Rail, man. It's right there. It's literally right over there. But I got to make it happen somehow. I can go from 100% battery life to about 78 to 86% in 20 minutes or a little on my EXN. That is not encouraging at all. I don't want to hear this. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. And I want an EXN so bad, but that's horrible. 100% battery to 78, 86% in 20 minutes. Are you serious? Do you know how disappointing that will be for me to purchase an EXN expecting crazy range because it has a 2700 watt motor? I mean, a watt hour battery. That's just crazy, man. That's nuts. What's the point of all this battery if you can't go anywhere? Which is why the Commander makes sense to me. But thanks for sharing that, because that's just disturbing. Like when Alien Rides had, demonstrated his review with the EXN, everyone was saying 30 miles. But guys, this is California. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this is Boston. I can do 30 miles on my MSP easy. I just ride smart. You know, I go hard sometimes, you know, slow sometimes, hard sometimes. But the EXN, dude, 30 miles. I'm expecting at least for it to do like, I don't know, maybe 40 miles of hard riding. Or 30 miles of hard riding, not just 30. I don't know. I don't know what I want. If you go downhill at 100% battery, the regen can overload it and cut it out. Really? That is crazy. Hence a smart BMS. And hopefully the S20 will take care of that. That's interesting. Yeah, that does look cool. That protection thing looks awesome. If an S20 can get me 40 miles per hour top speed with conservative overhead while having a range of 50 total miles, exactly. That's all I want. That's all we want. But you're not going to get that with the S20, though. If they make it comfy and relaxed, you're not going to get that. If an S20 can get me at 40 miles per hour top speed with and 50-mile total range, no, you're going to get your 50-mile total range. That's all relative, man. It's all relative. It all depends on how you ride, in what temperature, in what weather, what incline, all that stuff, your tire pressure, all that stuff is relative. But if you're looking for like hard riding, not going to happen. Is the Abrams hollow motor? Oh, gosh, that's a good question. I don't know. eWheels.com. Good question. I should know that. You know, I should know that answer, but I haven't been paying attention to the Abrams, and I should, but I'm not. I haven't been. Okay, usually they include the specs from Leaperkim. There we go. Dimensions, hardware, motor. I don't see anything about hollow. This is motor axle. Okay. City metal screws. Huh. I don't see anything about the motor. There we go. Motor. No, I don't see anything about the motor. But let me see. Let me go up to the description here. It doesn't say anything about hollow motor, man. It just says a 3,500 watt motor. Nothing about hollow motor. End of October. First shipment at the end of October. Wow, that's not a bad wheel. But I don't like that 2,700 watt hour for such a massive wheel. Yeah, so no, I don't think it's a hollow motor. It's just a regular. I don't know what the opposite to a hollow motor is. I should know that, but I don't know. I haven't looked it up. The answer is I don't know. Back to this price right here. Let me see. There we go. Leaperkim. If an S20 can get, okay, we did that. We already, I'm going the wrong direction. Also changing the tire. Would the S20 be more difficult than the Commander? Because I can't say anything because I haven't seen the Commander. According to, let's watch this video from E-Rides real quick. E-Rides.
I'm calling your.
That's not what we want. Where's E-Rides? There we go. He released a video recently about, so let me share this with you guys real quick so you can get a close-up. I'm sure you guys already saw it, some of you, but share my audio.
Hey everybody, just
quick video on the shell of the Abrams we just received today. This thing looks industrial, to say the least. But look at those screws. I'm sure our engineer at EUI just can't wait to get their hands on this, especially Kevin. Yeah, it looks robust. This looks. Adam, you want to know about the trolley? Yes, this thing is robust. All right, more to come. Oh yeah, and this is a 22-inch wheel for sure. Yeah, the motor looks massive. This is a beast. It's a bit tall though, so I think if you are over 6 foot, yeah, you'll be fine with this. Anyway, I think this will also be a very good wheel to ride seated because it's quite tall. But yeah, more to come. Right?
That's it. There's not much more. That was pretty much the whole live. It's just centered around AliExpress. That's it. I know a lot of people who have ordered from AliExpress, and I'm talking about years ago. So my guess is quality control and just customer feedback and keeping in contact with these online distributors has gotten a lot better since 2018. So if you do decide to order from AliExpress, the obvious is obvious. Do your homework, like someone else said earlier. Do your homework. Just do your homework. You can also get issues with wheels that you purchase from distributors like eWheels or Alien Rides. The difference is you have peace of mind, because if something goes wrong, you can always go back to them and say, hey, you messed this up, and they'll either fix your wheel or give you your money back. Another thing someone just mentioned is if you have a down payment with eWheels or any of these guys, you can always say, hey, I changed my mind. I don't want the wheel anymore. And you get your money back. I know at least with eWheels, you get your money back. Not sure about the other guys. A lot of them have 2-year warranties. eWheels has 1 year. The others have 2-year warranties. So you get peace of mind, but you pay a lot more. The alternative is you purchase on AliExpress. You find a technician that's really good with EUCs, and they take care of you. They pay you? They charge you like $50, $60 maximum, maybe $100 to look it over. And if something's wrong, you could work it out with them to see what parts you'll need in order to get your wheel running again. So, but you always have to consider the negative. And the negative is that you might just lose your money. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just saying that because it's highly possible. How many cases I've seen that of this happening where people pay for a wheel and lose their money completely? I haven't seen it happen at all. I have seen people purchase wheels and the wheels were defective. I have seen that. And I'll play this in the outro video. But besides that, we have a lot of options now. And I'm just trying to point out that you don't need to lose all of your money just for a wheel, because these wheel prices are high. They're extremely high, but it's not high from the manufacturer. It's high because, local manufacturers have to make their money, and they do a good job by having you not worry because they have warranty and they have money back guarantee and they have amazing service that you could count on. So if you're a big boy with big pants, buy from AliExpress and, go with what risks there are with AliExpress. Or go with a local dealer and you'll be fine. So let's see what you guys have to say. The fuss. Both look durable, but hands down, Eagle for me. This one can't decide between the King Song or Commander. It's okay. If you have your deposit, you still have time. Oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome for the video. All in all, I'm stoked for EUCs and the progress of being able to adventure. And we need that during COVID and beyond. For the price, it's worth it if you take care of the wheel, for sure. Your wheel is affected by the blockade. The money talks, your brain walks. Excellent. It's true, man. The fuss. If you bought a jetpack on Ali and there's possibly something wrong or missing, would you do that? It's the same thing. EUCs are rockets on the ground, and it's hard to fully trust the wheel if you don't. I open all mine, and as I'm unsure if most retailers open every single wheel, and pokes through as much as I do. Most cases, we are all at the mercy of the manufacturer with new unopened wheels. That's correct. And this is what Sensei was trying to say. Regardless of where you get your wheel, from manufacturer, distributor, AliExpress, it doesn't matter. You still have to go and do a check. That's just common sense. I say common sense, but I didn't even do that. What I do is I test the wheel for the first 200 miles. I open it up. I turn it on. I make sure everything's working properly. You know, I take it around the block, nothing crazy. If I don't hear anything tinkling, if I don't hear any noise, then to me it's great. That's probably terrible, but I don't like to rest on my laurels because I've been doing it for a long time and nothing ever happened. So I just keep doing it. I think I should change that habit. QZ says, sometimes the price can drop from 3,000 euro to 22 euro. Okay. Yeah, because it's not out yet. So notice on eWheel, some of the prices say tentative. So it could go up, it could go down. They will calculate the tax when it passes through the customs. Okay. Here in EU, if you order from AliExpress, they show you the price inclusive tax. But if you click on buy now, then the price drops because you buy it without the tax. Pain is a great teacher. Yes, it is. Gotta check those pedals. Yes, that was from earlier. But guys, I just wanted this to be a quick live. I'm glad you guys stuck this long with me because it is late and it's not Friday yet. I'll try to have another live tomorrow. Yes, it was great. It was great, guys. It's not even 3 hours. Actually, it's exactly almost 3 hours. So these lives, man, I can never tell how long they go. And then they just go for like 3 hours. That's crazy. Anyway, guys, have an awesome night. Sleep well. Get your rest for your ride tomorrow because I know some of you are definitely riding to work. It was a pleasure. Outro video. Peace out.
Related with the new wheel from Segway, the most powerful wheel from Segway, the 9bot Z10. And I have to tell you guys that this is not a review of this product, of this amazing product. It's a review of my experience purchasing this wheel from China. So if you decided to buy this one from AliExpress or GearBest, you have all the answers of what can go wrong. This becomes my biggest nightmare. But if you want to know everything about this story and what you should do next if it happens the same to you, stay tuned after the intro. Hi everyone, Marcus here from MadPack, where we unpack your next product. And hey, if it's your first time here, we only talk about technology, cool stuff, and also electric skateboards. So if you like this type of content, consider subscribing. So like I said to you guys, this video is all related with my purchase of the 9bot Z10. So basically my girlfriend decided to offer me this for Christmas. When I take out from the box and I try to turn on, it couldn't turn on. So I thought, okay, maybe the battery is completely flat and there is no energy at all, and that put me a little bit scared already. So I tried to connect and nothing happened. So the charger continued green. Automatically I noticed that something was wrong. So I went to websites, to forums to try to find the solution, and many persons they show me how to reset the batteries. So I have to take out one of the sides, disconnect the cables, connect again. After pressing on the on-off for more than 5 seconds, nothing happened. So what I decided, I buy a voltmeter, and what is my surprise? The voltage of this battery, that is a 57 volts, if I'm not wrong, is only 6.6 volts. So basically that battery is dead. If you want to buy another battery, it's around 800 pounds. So it's almost the same price that you have to pay to bring this wheel from China. Obviously, if you buy in England, they are much more expensive, but the nightmare was really, really big. In other words, what happened is basically they wanted us to pay to send back to China, because that is the rules when you buy something from China. The thing is, if you buy something that is faulty and you discover that the product is faulty in the first 6 months, they have to repair and they have to cover the cost of it. If it's faulty out of the box, that is what happens here, you can ask for a full refund. But the fight was big because they don't want to give me the money back without paying the ports, so without paying the shipping costs of sending this back to China. And like you can imagine, from the UK and sending back to China, it was around 400 pounds. So I have to search online for all the laws related with this product, and related with any product that you decided to buy online and it arrives faulty. And besides that, I pay shipping costs to have this board here, so it doesn't make any sense. I paid to receive a faulty product and they wanted me to pay to send it back so I can have my full refund. That in the end was not a full refund, because I had to pay back 400 pounds to send this product to them. So like I said before, to get my money back I have to use 2 different laws to defend myself. And AliExpress have already said that I'm right, but until now I'm waiting for a resolution of the situation. So what I propose is, who sell me this wheel, they have to pay the shipping costs and they have to give me a full refund. And AliExpress said, yeah, they have to do that, but before they wanted me to pay to send this to China. So like I said to you guys, if it's a faulty product out of the box, they have to give you the money back, okay? If you find after the first 30 days that is a faulty product, but is in the first 6 months, sorry, you have the right to have a replacement or to have your wheel or other products repaired without any costs, okay? The other thing that I had to use to argue is because the problem is in the battery. So you know that batteries are quite unsafe things, and if you are thinking that you are putting your life on top of this, and imagine that in any moment the battery can just stop, you are putting your life in risk. So I use another law, that is the Consumer Protection Act 1987. So I use this law to say that they sell me an unsafe product, and it's true. So I win the 2 complaints that I've done, that is an unsafe product and is a faulty product, and because of that they have to give me my money back. Until now I don't know if the seller will say, okay, I do a full refund and I don't want to pay those 400 pounds to get that product back, because just to replace the battery and put this one to sale once again, they will have to spend around 800
All right, my
pounds.
internet is acting up
so
again.
like I
So
said,
I'll
it's
put the link
almost
in
the price of a
description, you
new
guys.
one.
Have a good night.